All right, let's find out. Michael Carianis down there on the touchline, MC. Who do you like and what's it like down there?
Yeah, it's good down here, Andrew. Nice conditions considering the rain that we had earlier. We had a text around Rocco Berry. Haven't been linked to Perth. Obviously, he had that medical with the Melbourne Storm. I'm not sure they're going to pursue him or not.
All right, thank you, Michael. Here we go. It'll be Blake Brayley to get us underway. Cronulla defending the northern end of the ground. If this place holds, 14,000, there'd be about 9, 10, maybe 10,000 here. It'll be Canberra to get first use of the footy in front of the Monty Porter stand down at the southern end. The Captain Cook drive end of the ground. Here we go. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport. The kickoff's taken by Kyo Weeks. 3 out from his own line. He passes at centre field left, and Canberra works it about 13 metres out from their own goal line. And the ball's played. They come short side left again. Hitting it up is Smithies. Tackled on his own 20-metre line. Now it comes left again, Hosking. He scored 25 out from his own goal line. Owen Paddy back into dummy half. He works it with a cutout ball right to Tarpany. He marches over the 30-metre line, put to the ground, 34 out from his own goal line. Dummy half, Paddy centre field. Short ball right to Weeks. He's claimed 10 short of halfway for Canberra. Last tackle now for the Green Machine. Paddy goes left to Ethan Sanders with a kick from inside the 40. And dropping back with the catch for Cronulla Sutherland. Sione Katoa on the 10-metre line. Returns it over the 20, dumped to the ground, 21 out from his own goal line. No score after the opening 60 seconds. Sharks right in centre field. Dummy half is Kennedy. He sends it left edge as the Sharks make it 27 out from their own goal line. All played, and Trindle. He goes left to Iro, wrapped up 15 metres short of halfway. Time off, says the referee. What's happened early?
Morgan.
HIA.
Okay.
Morgan Smithies, they're just checking on him. No, he's okay to play on at this point. So the Sharkies working to the right. McKenna sent it away to Colhoun. He turns it back on the inside. Cronulla 9 short of halfway. No score early on. Brayley goes left. Cam McKenna, strong run. Down he goes. 2 metres inside Canberra territory. Played to Brayley. Sends it right to Nico Hines. He puts his right boot in the ball. Kyo Weeks having to come in for it. And he takes it 12 metres out from his own goal line. Tell you what, there are about 3 escorts there in front of him for Canberra defending Weeks. He takes the tackle, and it is a penalty going to Cronulla Sutherland. I'm not surprised, having seen that set up from the Raiders. First penalty of the game goes to the Sharks. 17 out from the Canberra line. 2 minutes gone here, and there's no score.
I'll tell you what, I don't think I've seen this before. You get the wall, as they say. They go down there to give their fullback a bit of an opportunity to catch the ball, and as he gets it, there's nowhere to go. You can't just run straight into his teammates. He opts to go around him, but it works in the Sharks' favour. But they've opted to take the 2 as they get the penalty 20 metres out, 15 metres in.
Down to the touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, an interesting one, that one, because Kyo Weeks not exactly was going to burst up field. He was well contained there, so interesting decision there. Like, by the book, it was probably a penalty, so I don't have an issue with it. But, yeah, we don't see that all too often, especially with that player getting a distinct advantage.
It's funny, Louis, sometimes with those we're bamboozled. To me, as soon as I saw that format, I'm thinking that's a penalty.
Yeah, I knew exactly where you were going with it as soon as you said it, but I just never seen a penalty for it.
Yeah. Cronulla 21 out, 15 in from the western touchline. Nico Hines, whose streak ended at 32 straight last week with his first shot. This certainly well within his range at the southern end of Shark Park. The weather's held firm. Ground looks in typically great condition. Very aesthetically pleasing. Here's Hines with the right boot. Strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. First points for Cronulla Sutherland on this Saturday afternoon to lead Canberra 2 points to 0, and we've had 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Now we can update scores around the grounds. No kick-off yet in the NRLW between Parramatta and Canterbury Bankstown. Earlier, it was Gold Coast defeating St George Illawarra by 26-10. New South Wales Cup at Henson Park first half. No score between Newtown and Canberra. I'll just go down to you, Michael Carianis. I think Morgan Smithies is coming off the field already. Is this for an HIA?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Andrew. So Joe Roddy's come onto the field. He's gone straight up the tunnel for that HIA, which the referee identified earlier, but having looked at the replays, the medical staff have brought him from the field.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, thank you, Michael.
No kicking to either.
Or ball at this stage, but apart from that, we're ready to go. What's Dino Mezzatesta doing? He's in charge of balls and tees, isn't he? The Shark CEO, Louis here.
Yes, he is. He's gone down to Bunnings, I think, get a few more.
Is that Dino bringing the tee on? I think it is. Oh no, the ball kid's a bit taller than Dino. So we're about to go. 2-0 in favour of Cronulla Sutherland over Canberra. Unfortunate delay. Louis, can you stop moving your leg? It's shaking the whole freaking desk. In the New South Wales women's competition, South 36 have beaten Canterbury 4. No score yet, Illawarra West Tigers. Queensland Cup underway. No score, Northern Pride and Burleigh Bears. Kick-off down at the in-goal area, fielded there by Trindle. He sends the ball away open side right, and the Sharkies are 12 out from their own goal line with this early 2-0 lead. Played to Brayley. He sends the ball to the right edge as the tackle made on Hero, 18 out from his own goal line. And in there making the tackle was Zach Hosking. Now back they come right edge, Colhoun, and you hear the grunt and the groan as he's met by Tarpany and Patty. And also in there for Canberra was Matt Timmercore. Now Cronulla Sutherland set a field, appealing for a penalty for a high tackle, and they get it. It's a tackle on Cam McInnes, and it's coming there from Matty Nicholson, the Englishman. So Canberra, not the most disciplined start here. They've given away 2 penalties in the opening 4.5 minutes. 2-0 in favour of the Sharks. This one 34 out from the Cronulla line right at centre field. And the Sharks will shoot for touch via the right boot of the very much informed Braden Trindle. He finds the line in front of us right on halfway. So a chance for the Sharkies to apply some pressure. Tap will be taken here. And running straight at the line goes Moani Hiroti. Tackled 8 metres in Canberra's half. 18 in from the western touch line. There to greet him was Hosking. Goes left McInnes. Turns it into Jesse Colhoun. Mariota, one of 3 defenders there, including Roddy. 38 out from the Canberra line. Blake Brayley goes left McInnes. Short ball away. Straight through them for Cronulla this time. Goes Kafusi. He's caught 13 metres out. Sharkies looking ominous here, leading 2-0. Played to Brayley. Goes right to Nico Hines. Takes him on himself, but he's going to be dumped to the ground by Paddy. About 5 metres out from the goal line for the Sharkies. Played to Brayley. Spins it away left. McInnes. Then away to Trindle. Puts it on the toe. Getting back there. Kaya Weeks. The flying through to score the try is Braden Trindle. Where are all the Raiders? They have not got off the bus. Brilliantly done by Braden Trindle. He kicked it, he chased it, and he scores a try. Cronulla Sutherland 6, Canberra Raiders 0 here at Shark Park. We haven't quite yet had 6 minutes, Luke Lewis.
No, not at all. The Sharkies look great, don't they? They get a penalty, they go upfield nicely. A couple of really nice little passes, I should say, from Cam McInnes in the middle of the field. But they set up this play beautifully over to that left edge. I thought they were going to play out the back. They had him shot for numbers. They just put the little kick through. I think it was for Teague Wilton, but he actually gets caught up with the Canberra defenders, and then you got Trindle who just pushes through, and so then it's a bit of a foot race. But he's come off, and it's funny because as soon as he scored and he went down for the ball, we're not getting a replay at the moment, you could see that he was grimacing on his face that he had done something. So it's either a bicep or a pec.
So, yeah, you're right, Louis, down on his haunches there, and he's coming from the field, Michael Carrianas, Braden Trindle.
Yeah, I think he's dislocated that shoulder, boy, so straight off for Braden Trindle, and it's still dangling there. That's why it was slow to get up. So huge news for the Cronulla Sharks, and obviously massive ramifications for their finals aspirations.
That is massive. He has been so brilliant for the Sharkies. Coming on to replace him is Peru. Ohepa Peru and a Snicko Hines, 21 out, 10 metres in from the eastern touchline. So what a dramatic opening 7 minutes here on NRL Saturday. Nico Hines, 1 from 1, 6-0 Cronulla. He moves in now with the right boot. Nico strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 2. Cronulla Sutherland 8, Canberra 0, and as big a blow as that is, Sharkies losing Braden Trindle with a suspected dislocated shoulder. If Canberra's attitude and play doesn't lift, they're going to get absolutely walloped here this afternoon because they have no discipline and they have no intent at this point in the opening 7 or 8 minutes of this game. So look at Trindle again now on the big screen. And he literally can't lift his arm. I don't know what it is. And he came straight off effectively, didn't he? Yeah, it doesn't look good. Here's Kyo Weeks of the restart. So unfortunately, that could become a big story out of this game. Kick-off taken by Kennedy. Returns it himself into Timmercore and 2 others. Caught 18 out from his own line. Cronulla Sutherland already off to an 8-0 lead over a Canberra Raiders side. Let's hope that they pick up for the Raiders fans. Canberra defending now as Katoa scored 27 out from his own line. Brayley sends the ball left left to Nickera. Britton Nickera has been playing great footy of late. He's caught 34 out from his own goal line near centre field, and there to greet him was Roddy with Tarpany. To the left, McInnes away. Kafusi earlier had a big run right up the middle. Here he's caught 9 short of halfway by Nicholson. Play quickly to Brayley. Goes left to Wilton. He's nailed 3 metres in Canberra territory. 20 in from touch eastern side. Last tackle Sharks. It comes to the right. Brayley to Nico Hines. High kick down for the fullback Kaya Weeks. He's under pressure. Ball tapped back by the Sharkies. They pick it up again. Nickera. A pass knocked down by Ethan Strange into the hands of Xavier Savage, and the Raiders somehow get the ball back. 12 out from their own line. It remains Cronulla Sutherland 8, Canberra 0, as now it goes right to Timacor on the next play. He's caught 17 out from his own line. We've had 8 minutes. Dummy half is Ethan Strange. He sent it centre field right to Marley. Caught 24 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball down. It's a set restart here for the Canberra Raiders. The first for either team this afternoon. Raiders outside their 30. Owen Paddy sends it left away to Roddy. He's nailed instantly. 14 short of halfway. Great smothering tackle by Nickera. Played to Paddy. Goes right Tarpany. Up the middle he goes into Wilton and McInnes. Standing in the tackle Joe Tarpany. Now ends up on his back. 4 short of halfway. Centre of the ground. Southern end. Now to the right. Sanders turns it in Mariota. He's taken 6 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory. Played to Paddy. He takes off from dummy half. Much better from Canberra. He's caught 27 out from the goal line, and he had Kaya Weeks streaming through. Weeks at dummy half. Goes left to Sanders. Puts out a left foot kick to the wing of Katoa. Coming through Jed Stewart, but it's not a good kick. Taken easily in goal by Sione Katoa on the full. 20-metre tap. 7 tackle set for the Sharks. He takes it. Then got to pass away to his right as the Sharks are now on their own 30. 9 minutes gone, Luke Lewis, and it's 8-0 in favour of the Sharks over the Raiders.
Well, that was Canberra's best set with ball in hand. They made some nice metres, and you got your Owen Paddy out of dummy half. That's where they need to stay. You've got to ask some questions up the middle of the field. Put a little bit of fatigue into that Cronulla Sharks outfit, but a poor kick finish there from Canberra Raider, giving a 7 tackle set away. Not good enough against the Sharkies.
So now it is Colhoun up to centre for Cronulla Sutherland. The front row is caught on halfway. He'll play the ball now to Brayley. Short side left, and taking the line is Peru. He's caught 34 out from the line and 18 in from touch on the eastern side of the field in front of the old Peter Burns stand. Now short side left to Nico Hines, linked up with Wilton. He's caught 21 out from the line, 10 in from touch eastern side. Cronulla leading 8-0 and right on the attack again. Brayley goes right to Hines, then away to Colhoun up the centre again. He's caught by Roddy. Paddy was down low and also Mariota. 18 out, last tackle Sharks. Short side left they go to Hines. A kick looking for Mulatalo on the left wing, but it's very shallow. Punch back by Mulatalo. Taken by Brayley, and it's a penalty to Canberra this time.
You're taking me up before the ball gets there, mate.
So you could hear that from Jared Sutton. A Raiders player was taken off the ball. First penalty of the day for Canberra. 8 out from their line. 5 in from touch eastern side. 10.5 gone. It's 8-0 to the Sharks. We check in downstairs. Michael Carrianis.
Yeah, Braden Trindle's returned to the bench. Obviously that shoulder's popped straight back in. So we're just trying to get an update whether or not he'll be allowed to return to the field. But positive signs that he's at least back on the bench and that shoulder's gone straight back in. It's interesting the setup on the Cronulla Sharks. Blake Brayley's playing dummy half but defended as the half on the left side of the field.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Michael. Here's Mariota now for Canberra at first receiver. He's standing in the tackle, 8 metres short of halfway. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Plays it to Owen Paddy. He goes left to Roddy. Nickera is there to greet him, but he's still going into Nickera, and also there was Peru, about 4 metres in Cronulla's territory. Paddy goes right, through hands. Mariota, Sanders, then to Weeks. Cut out ball down to the wing. It goes Savage. He's straight past 1-2. He's going to go all the way and score. Canberra Raiders, that's brilliant idea. He nearly got tackled in goal, but he got past Kennedy and does get the ball down. Try to Canberra, finished off by Xavier Savage. Brilliant play to the short side right, and the Raiders hit back. So with 11 minutes 30 gone in the first half, Cronulla Sutherland 8, Canberra 4. In the last 2 sets, the Raiders have turned up. Luke Lewis, that is what they're capable of.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one thing Canberra can do. They can attack, and I tell you what, I love watching this from the Canberra Raiders, especially when they go to that right edge. When they get their attack right, he's flirting with a little bit of danger, though, Savage, at the end there. But he's got absolute speed to burn, Savage. When he gets this ball at full flight, he's got Ronaldo Mulatalo coming for him. I tell you what, he is no slouch. He is super fast, Ronaldo, and he just burns him like he was jogging on a treadmill. And then he sort of takes the ball over, gets underneath the sticks, but does flirt with the dead ball line. But
and a one-handed put down. Can you imagine that he dropped that all being tackled over the dead ball line how Ricky may have reacted.
Yeah, he might have reacted, but I tell you what, Jesus, good to watch.
It was fantastic to watch, no doubt. So kick to come from Ethan Sanders in front, touchline MC.
Yeah, it was a Dave Peachy-esque flirtation with the dead ball line there from Xavier Savage, but massive play there from Kyle Weeks. Just at speed, when they play at speed, they're outstanding, the Raiders.
So here's Ethan Sanders right in front, 10 metres out to get Canberra to within 2. Want those scores around the grounds after this. 8-4. Sharks lead Raiders, 1 try apiece. Sanders' first shot of the day. Northern ended, he kicks the goal. So he's 1 out of 1. Cronulla Sutherland 8, Canberra 6. NRL Saturday on ABC Sport with Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. I'm Andrew Moore. We've had 13 minutes gone. Yes?
It's an interesting one with Trindle. Because he come off, he can't just go, they don't want to put him straight back on, because if they do, they burn that interchange, right? So I reckon they're just leaving to see how the game unfolds before they throw him back on the field.
Round the grounds in the test match, Australia at tea on day 3 against Bangladesh. 2 for 51 in its second innings, trailing by 177. NRLW just getting underway at Western Sydney Stadium. Parramatta and Canterbury Bankstown. New South Wales Cup, Newtown 12 leading Canberra 0. New South Wales Women's Premiership, first half, West Tigers 8 leading Illawarra Steelers 0. Queensland Cup first half, there's no score between Northern Pride and Burleigh Bears. From the kick-off, Canberra has it, 13 out from their own goal line. Queensland Women's Premiership full-time, Brisbane Tigers 22-10 winners over Central Queensland, while the Clydesdales at half-time leading North Devils 18-12, Canberra on its own 20. Ball played, and it goes left edge to Hosking. He's going to be taken by Hiroti, and also in there was Hines and Peru, about 28 out from the Canberra line, played to Paddy. Goes right, Tarpany to Sanders, then away to Nicholson, wrapped up 32 out from his own goal line. Full-time AFL, set restart by the way, goes to the Raiders, their second. St Kilda 94 defeated Richmond 45. In the rugby test at Townsville, no score between the Wallabies and Japan. Kaya Weeks turned it in, players slipping all over the deck. Tamalia picked the ball up, gave it back to Kaya Weeks. He gets away from 1-2, then he accelerates, straightens, got away from the Latalo. Now he's going to be taken over the top by Colhoun. 2 metres in Sharks territory, 5 in from the eastern touchline. Played to Weeks, goes right to left. Sanders, Tarpany, Strange. Cut that ball away now to Timokor over halfway. Timokor's going to be taken. Great defence by Maoni Hiroti from behind. About 36 out from the goal line. 4 in from touch western side. Played to Jed Stewart. Goes right to Ethan Strange. Turns it in Tarpany. Hit and spin. Pass back to Paddy. Centre field right to Ethan Sanders. Takes him on up the middle. Cleaned up by Kafusi. 29 out from the Cronulla goal line. Last tackle, Canberra. Trailing 8-6. Paddy goes to his right. Ethan Strange runs at the line. Got a short ball away. Nicholson. Caught 18 out. No, this is the last tackle upcoming now for Canberra at the northern end. Paddy. Centre field left to Sanders. He kicks it back to the right, looking for Xavier Savage, but it's way too short. The kick is tapped back by Xavier Savage. It's scooped up at the back by Paddy. He gets a pass knocked down, I believe. That's 6 more tackles it is for the Canberra Raiders. They get the ball back. Kaya Weeks beats 1, beats 2, beats 3. Now he's taken 20 metres out from the goal line by Kennedy. Wow. Canberra on the attack, down 8-6 after 15 minutes. Paddy goes left, and Sanders links up with Hosking. He's nailed. Dangerous position, says the referee. The tackle from Nico Hines. Penalty goes to Canberra, 19 metres out from the goal line. Penalty's now 2-all, and Louis, this is right in goal-kicking range to level the scores.
Yeah, I'd be taking the 2 here, but they're not looking like they're going to, because their kicker's staying out wide, and here's the quick tap from Canberra.
That's what a team does when they're out of the 8 and can't make the finals, I think. Here's the tap taken, and Adam Mariotta is going to be caught 8 metres out from the goal line. Canberra backing itself here. Played to Paddy, goes left Tarpany. The crossfield run, he tried to offload but couldn't do it, and he's taken 5 out from the line. Paddy, he goes himself from dummy half. Burrows gets down very low, and I'll tell you what, I reckon he's over, although we're going to the bunker.
3. Starting no try. I think he's losing it on the way to ground there, mate.
Now, Canberra's celebrating as if they've scored a try, but Jared Sutton doesn't seem all that excited about the prospect. 15 minutes and 47 seconds gone. It's still 8-6 in favour of the Sharks over the Raiders.
Well, Sutton couldn't be in any better position here.
Mate.
Right.
There's a defender around the
He's
left.
literally right in front of it. He does the right thing here, Paddy. He's got so much room in front of him. He has to have a crack.
Into Peru and Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy's coming down. He's over the line now. He's coming down. You've got Britton Nickera coming from the other side. There is try. I don't
got
see
it
any
down.
separation. There's no separation at all.
That's a TRY every day of the week.
What's Sutton looking at? He's right in front of it.
Well, better safe than sorry. Yeah, I don't have
Cleared
no
the
idea.
contact from the Sharks players, just making the tackle as Owen Paddy ducks through.
It looks like he's held on to it.
His ball is here.
Owen Paddy always has possession and maintains it to ground. We have a decision.
Try to Owen Paddy. Canberra's now in front. Canberra 10, Cronulla Sutherland 8 after almost 16 minutes. Michael Carriana's down to you on the touchline.
Yeah, the news is about to get worse for the Cronulla Sharks. Braden Trindle's been ruled out for the rest of the game. That's the reports from the Cronulla Sharks bench. His shoulder dislocated, but it went straight back in. They need to get scans to see what sort of structural damage there is. Obviously, he can play on at some with it for the rest of the season, but obviously concern around that dislocating again. So Braden Trindle just reporting out for the game with that shoulder dislocation.
What's he looking at there, Louis? Dislocated shoulder.
No, you can play over. It just depends on the outcome. He might, even if if that happens, it's probably a shoulder reconstruction. But if it's not that bad, he might get through it to the end of the year. I'm not too sure. So
Could be.
hopefully it's not a bad one.
Here's Ethan Sanders, 12 out, just to the left of the post. He kicks the goal. So Cronulla, after bursting out of the blocks now behind Canberra 12, Cronulla Sutherland 8, NRL Saturday here on ABC Sport. And we've only had 16 and a half minutes in this first half. Around the grounds in the rugby test at Townsville, no score, Wallabies and Japan. In the New South Wales Cup, Newtown 12 leading Canberra 6, NRLW, no score yet between Parramatta, who are without a victory. They're up against Canterbury Bankstown. In the New South Wales Cup, Newtown 12 leading Canberra 6, New South Wales Women's Premiership, West Tigers 8 leading Illawarra 4, Queensland Cup, Burleigh Bears have scored a try to lead Northern Pride 4 points to 0. And Queensland Women's Premiership, it's half-time. Western Clydesdales 18, leading North Devils 12. From the kick-off, Mariotta caught 18 out from his own line, plays it, and they work at left edge, and heading the ball up is Tamale. Caught 21 out from his own line. Patty. Centre field right he goes, and Tarpany with a flick pass and set restart again here for Canberra. They're third, they're inside the 10, the Sharks, as Canberra take it 13 short of halfway. Ball played to Paddy, goes left Strange, turns it into Hosking, and he's hit solidly 8 short of halfway, 20 in from the western touchline. Now Paddy works it right to Roddy. He's tackled a metre short of halfway for Canberra. He'll play the ball, Paddy, goes to his right. Mariotta, good ball away to Sanders, but he's dumped to the ground. Great defence, 2 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory. Wonderful tackle there by McInnes. Now Paddy goes left to Tarpany. Hop, skip and a jump, then he accelerates over the 40. Wrapped up about 12 metres in Cronulla Sutherland's territory. Nickeroo was involved in the tackle with McInnes. And on the last, Sanders puts up a bomb that goes about 10 metres forward. Through comes Xavier Savage. He got there first and dropped it cold, and Cronulla Sutherland will get a scrum feed. About 22, in fact, changeover as it was the last tackle. 22 out from the Sharks line. 18 minutes gone. Canberra 12, Cronulla Sutherland 8.
Canberra are doing two things really well. Their offloads coming out of their own end are really nice controlled offloads. It's causing a bit of drama to the Sharks defensive line, and they're struggling to get back in. So that second phase play is helping them. And that little shift to that right edge now, because you've got Blake Brayley defending out there at the moment, a little bit of a different sort of position for him to defend, but he's biting in a lot on the lead runner, which is leaving a lot of space out the back if Canberra get it right.
As the Sharkies work at right edge. Tackle made on Katoa. 32 out from his own line. Good quick play the ball. Brayley picks it up. Streaks down the field to halfway. Taken just short of it. 18 in from the western touchline by Tarpany. He plays the ball to Trindle. Goes left McInnes away. Centre field Peru. And he's going to be tackled 4 metres in Canberra's half. Last tackle, Sharks trailing 12-8 after 18 minutes and 40 seconds. Kick on the last from Nick O'Hine. Straight down the throat of Jed Stewart with a catch. 19 out from his own line, but he runs right across field, straightens and nail. 22 out from his own goal line. 20 in from touch western side by Nickera and McInnes. Played to Strange, sends it right to Timacor. He scored 31 out from his own line. Cronulla led 8-0. Braden Trindle scored a try in the 6th minute and left the field immediately with a dislocated shoulder that at best for Cronulla rules him out for the rest of the day. Now it comes to the right edge, and the Raiders have it on halfway. 20 in from touch on the eastern side. Nicholson plays it to Paddy, goes left halfpenny. Quick hands from Sanders to Strange. Good pick up by Ethan Strange. Got him away from Nickera, running around in circles. Now he straightens, caught by Hirotti over the top. 2 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory. Played on the last to Paddy. Goes right to Sanders, and he floats a towering kick down to William Kennedy with the catch. 18 out from his own line. Met by the chase right on his own 20. The enthusiasm level from Canberra now as opposed to the opening 8 or 9 minutes of the game is chalk and cheese. As the Sharkies now have it 27 out from their own line. Cam McInnes coming from the field. Coming on is Billy Burns, who's had a great year for the Sharkies. And Cronulla work at 31 out from their own goal line. The ball played. And it comes to the left edge to Iro. He's going to be wrapped up 10 metres short of halfway. Cronulla Sutherland with it down 12 points to 8. Dummy half is Brayley. Short ball goes left to Colquhoun. Sanders, good tackle head on. Right on halfway. 20 in from the far touchline. Played on the last to Brayley. Goes right to Hines. Kicks from his own side of halfway. Appears to hold up in the breeze. Caught by Xavier Savage. 22 out from his own line. Not much room to work with. He'll play 25 out from his own line. 20 minutes 30 gone. And it's Canberra in front. 12 points to 8 as Tamale steps into the defence of Nickera and 2 others. And he's held up 28 out from his own line for Canberra.
Well, you can see just how much Tricky adds value to this Cronulla side, and that's obviously Braden Trindle that I'm talking about, but just coming out of their own end, they haven't got as much shape as they usually have, and that's somewhere they'd like to go to as there's an early kick.
Well, it's an awful kick from Sanders, at least on the surface, but it bounces down to Kennedy. He's hit the high tackle by Roddy. It was an awful kick by Sanders. He was trying for a 40-20, got nothing on it, and in the end it was nearly a contest between Roddy and Trindle. Trindle, they picked it up and then copped a high tackle for his trouble. So a penalty to the Sharks, 13 short of halfway. Let's go down to the touchline. Michael Carianis.
And Morgan Smithers is fouled his HIA boy, so he won't be back as the Sharks take a tap. The reason they've taken a quick tap, there is a significant breeze behind the backs of the Canberra Raiders, and I mean significant.
Yeah, notice that in the last kick downfield by Nico Hines. So it's a southerly bone right down the ground. Meanwhile, Cronulla gets a set restart. Roddy, who's had an awful couple of minutes, just gives away a set restart for no reason. So the Sharkies now get to within 31 metres of the Canberra goal line with a fresh set. Brayley dummy half. Canberra leads though 12-8 after 21 and a half minutes. Comes right now to Colquhoun up the middle. Paddy, one of 3 defenders there with Mariota and Roddy. 21 out from the goal line. Brayley goes right to Hines. Hands it off on the inside to Nickera. He's taken by Hosking. 16 out from the line. 19 in from touch western side. Brayley dummy half. Darts to his left towards the centre of the ground. Offloads to Hines. Short ball Wilton. But the defensive is there. Mariota first to greet him. 9 out from the goal line. Brayley, short side left to Hines. Going to pass away to Kaeliro through one, but now he's taken only a metre out and a metre in the southeast corner of the ground. He'll get to his feet, plays it now, they spin it to the right. Nico Hines back to the short side, two-handed pass over the top. Wilson puts in a kick, and Roddy gets there and taps it in goal. Now, was he tackled after he kicked the ball, Teague Wilton?
Starting no try, mate, because we got Roddy here who's probably going to get to the ball anyway. But I want to look at whether Ethan Sanders takes out Teague Wilton and denies him an opportunity to compete.
I reckon this could be a sin bin for Ethan Sanders. And that's right on the far side of the field from where we are, Louis, but that's instinct from seeing it live. 17 minutes 30 left in the half. Canberra 12, Cronulla Sutherland 8.
Yeah, I didn't get a real good opinion on this one because I was watching where the ball went and didn't actually see what the kicker was doing and what was happening around it.
Teague Wilton kicks the ball. Hohepa is offside initially and remains passive. We now need to determine what happens with the contact on Teague Wilton.
Yeah, you can't really get a good view on this little screen's a bit blurry, but
technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it, but it's blurry. But look, he's going up to make a tackle. He's still got the ball in his hand, so he's going to be right to make a tackle. Now, he doesn't know if he's kicked the ball or not. His head's on the other side of the shoulder, so how does he know the ball's been kicked? That's my argument on it.
Maybe it was blurry for him as well.
Well, you got to remember, so in this position, you're kicking the ball. My head's here. I can't see the ball.
Where Roddy is in relation to Teague. Yeah.
So question and answers going on. So Wilton kicks it.
See where his head is?
Teague Wilton is illegally tackled post kicking it and taken out of play. However, Joe Roddy
He's tackled him just as he's kicked
The ball, and his head's behind him when the ball's on his foot.
Joe Roddy was always in front of Teague Wilton, gets to the ball first, therefore we don't believe it's try-scoring
So it's going to be a
situation.
sin bin for a guy tackling
We have a
almost
decision.
simultaneously.
This is the part that drives me insane.
Yes,
I
I'm with you.
understand Adam G, and he knows the game, and everyone does. But as a player there, you can't see. Like you,
Well, I think he knows. Well,
exactly.
That's out your opinion, but it's still going to be a penalty.
But the opinion's right.
That's right.
Seriously.
So it's a penalty.
No,
to
because the
Cronulla.
other bloke's always there. It's never a try scoring. Hey, Blake, I'll tell you when, okay? Don't go on the whistle.
So it is a
Wait.
penalty, but no
Okay.
sin bin.
Go.
We'll go down to MC and a tick. As Cronulla starts a new set, down by 12-8 with 17 minutes 30 left in the half. So the Sharkies are 9 metres out from the goal line. The ball played down. It comes to the right. Hines away to Kafusi. Up the middle, he's just short. His head was on the goal line, but not the footy. He plays it to Brayley. Spins it away to the left, out the back to Nico Hines. Short ball, Teague Wilton. Defence comes across in cover. 2 metres out from the goal line, headed by Nicholson. Played to Brayley. To the right on the open side. Burns away Kafusi. Tarpany's there. He got a one-hander. They must score. The pass is floated to the right about 18 kilometres away from the outstretched right hand of Sione Katoa. Straight over the touchline. Opportunity lost. They should have scored. It'll be a Canberra play the ball, however. 10 out from the Raiders goal line. 16 minutes 40 left in the half. Raiders 12. Sharks 8. Down to you, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, that was a poor pass there from the Cronulla Sharks, but I get the frustration around that call. I'm glad it wasn't a sin bin. A sin bin would have been a calamity for the Canberra Raiders because being a penalty was borderline, but definitely not a sin bin.
So now Canberra 12 out from its own line. Ball played by Roddy to Paddy. He goes right, and a good aggressive running here coming from Tamale. He's put to the ground finally. 16 out from his own line by Colquhoun. Plays the ball to Paddy. Dummies, no one wanted it, so he goes himself into Colquhoun and Kafusi. Caught 22 out from his own line. Canberra with it, holding a 12-8 lead. 2 tries to 1. Now it's Mariota on the right edge. Got straight past Peru. Got straight past another. Now caught on halfway. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Paddy spins it left Tarpany. Up the middle he goes into Nickera. Stands in the tackle with Burns as assistance. 11 short of halfway. Josh Papali'i sprints onto the field for Canberra. Sanders kicks a towering ball. Taken by Kennedy. 15 out from his own goal line. Returns it to the 20. Knocked to the ground. And that was Roddy leading the chase with Strange. 21 out from the Sharks line. Played to Hines. Goes left to Sione Katoa. He's tackled 22 out from his own line. The cold figure comes onto the field now. Tom Hazelton. As Mulatalo straight through. He's over the 40. One-handed Awiro over halfway. Dragged to the ground 5 metres in Canberra territory by Savage. Plays the ball now into Brayley. Goes right, Hines away, Hazelton. Tom Hazelton straightens to the roar of the crowd. Nailed 9 metres in Canberra's half. 15 left in the half. Canberra 12, Cronulla Sutherland 8. The ball goes right, Hines. Short ball, Nickera. He's over the 30 and caught 28 out. Remembering that after the Dolphins win last night, the Sharkies sit 5th, not 4th. Here's Nico Hines. A little kick over the top coming through Kennedy. Jet Stewart juggled it, caught it. He did well, Jet Stewart. Raiders have it. 12 out from their own line as they maintain a 12-8 lead over Cronulla Sutherland. It's played and it comes right to Kyo Weeks. He's caught 16 out from his own line for the Green Machine.
Yeah, well, they're starting to get a little bit more field position at the moment. The Cronulla Sharks. The Raiders have sort of gone away from that second phase play that was really working for them. But obviously, Joey Tarpany's gone off the field, and that hurts them a little bit. But Canberra got to get the ball nice, long, and deep, and get away from their own end.
So now it's Canberra on its own 30. Nicholson plays it, comes centre field right, flick out the back down to Josh Papali'i, and that was from Tarpany.
I was going to say, he must be still on the field. I didn't see him when I was looking.
Well, it was blurry. Comes to the left now to Ethan Sanders, the midfield roost. Sione Katoa's lost it, but Kennedy takes it. Nearly stumbles on his own 30, returns it into Timokor, Hosking and Stewart, and he'll play it 10 metres short of halfway. So the scoreline is in favour of Canberra, 12 points to 8, 13 minutes 40 left in the half. As now the Sharkies, Katoa, 6 short of halfway. Played to Hines, sends it left to Maoni Hiroti. He's to halfway, taken by Tarpany. About 2 metres in Canberra territory. Also in there was Nicholson. Now comes to the left side, Colquhoun. Thought 35 out from the Canberra line on play 4. Good quick play the ball. Brayley goes right. Hazelton up the middle. He's knocked to the deck. Roddy came in over the top with Paddy. 22 out. Last play. Short side left to Nico Hines. He's kicking for Mulatalo. Up goes Kyle Wicks. No, everyone allows the ball to bounce. Bounces back to Brayley. He sent the pass straight to Owen Paddy. Canberra has it. 18 out from the Raiders line. 27 minutes gone. 12-8 Raiders. Touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, he was just waiting for that ball. Owen Paddy, like Brayley obviously threw it. It was the last play, so try to shift it and sight unseen lands in the lap of Owen Paddy.
Montate scores around the grounds and a tick. Here on NRL Saturday, it's Canberra. Outside the 30 they go. And there's another run by Tarpany, who moments ago appeared invisible, but he's back. 6 short of halfway. Played to Paddy. Takes off. Sends the ball away to right. Sanders floats a hospital ball to Hosking. Quick hands out the back. Another hospital pass to Timothy. He's nailed by Katoa and Hiroti. A metre short of halfway. Last tackle. Ethan Sanders rushes a kick down to the throat of William Kennedy on the Cronulla 20 with the catch. And he throws a 20-odd metre pass away to his left to Mulatalo. He's straight past one again. Roddy's there to make the tackle, and he's going to be put to the ground. Dane Laurie on the field as well. 15 short of halfway. Now they work it right to KL Iro. He scored 5 short of halfway. Canberra 12. Cronulla Sutherland 8. Look down there, Louis, right on the western touchline.
Yeah, I seen him coming off earlier.
You knew it. You saw it before it happened. Here's Teague Wilson, tackle 5 metres in Canberra territory. Played to Brayley. Goes right on the charge. Here's Billy Burns. Beat one-hander away. Comes off Roddy. He just hands the ball back to Canberra again. Poor Roddy. He's not having a great time of things. And dumped to the ground is Cole Hearn, earning a penalty against Zach Hosking for lifting tackle. So a penalty goes to the Sharks. Penalties are 5-2 to Cronulla. 35 out from the Canberra line. 12-8 to the Raiders. 11 minutes 30 left in the half. Hazelton up the middle. He's gone to the deck down low by Laurie. 22 out from the Canberra line. They've got to score soon, Cronulla, don't they? Hines goes left to Burns. Short ball away to Peru. He scored 13 out from the goal line. Plays the ball. Out of dummy half, Brayley. Comes open side right to Hines. Dummies goes himself, wrapped up 10 metres out from the line. A lot of pressure on Nico now with Trindle gone for the game. Brayley out of dummy half, sends it left, Billy Burns, left foot step. Beat one, got a one-hander to Brayley. Back to the right, Hazelton. He got it away to Kennedy. Kennedy steps past one. Now he's taken 5 metres out from the Canberra line in front of the right, upright by Roddy. Played to Brayley, goes right to Hines. Floats a pass Katoa. Stewart read it beautifully and nails him head on. 11 out, 4 in from touch, southwest corner on the last. Nickera goes left to Hines, puts in the crossfield kick. It's short of the goal line. It's tapped back by Cronulla. Peru away to Kennedy. He got it away to Iro. Iro down the left wing, manages to outmaneuver Savage for score. But we're going to the bunker.
Kick on last tackle. No try. Just looking at touchline, mate.
So they think he may have gone over the touchline, KL Iro. You know what I've learnt with this small monitor, Louis?
Yeah.
Your back is enormous. I can't see a thing. 12-8 to Canberra over Cronulla Sutherland. Try or no try to KL Iro with 10 minutes 20 left in the half.
I tell you, this is a tough tackle because KL is probably one of the strongest human beings.
Yeah,
He's
okay,
such
mate.
nice balance. Gets down lows, have a look at his foot and out.
Yeah,
Good work there by Savage.
Touch judge just blocked a little by Xavier Savage, so I get why he didn't rush the flag up.
But he actually did say the referee checked
Yes,
that
yeah.
sideline because he couldn't see it. So
They're going to get this right. It'll be no try to KL Iro, and in the
Started
end,
no
Michael
try. We
Carianis.
checked it about 2 minutes ago.
Xavier Savage has done extremely well.
he doesn't know one. He's not going to be there with Michael.
Cleared aspects of play up until this point.
In your own time, Michael, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good at you?
There was some
You
confusion.
see the right leg of KL Iro goes into touch prior to any grounding. We have a decision.
Yeah, we know. No try. Let's try again. Down to the touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, obviously nice tackle there from Savage because he had like one-on-one opportunity there, but nice contact to force him out. And the Shark, they're trying to force their hand a little bit at the moment with the footy, just trying to find their groove, which they haven't since the start of the game.
Isn't it funny though? Because like love watching Nico when he plays that second receiver role and then Trindle's that first receiver. They just seem to flow a lot nicer. So at the moment, they're definitely missing Tricky.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's Papali'i, 21 out from his own line. Paddy dummy half. Goes left to Hosking. Through Hazelton, taken by Hines though. And also in there, Colquhoun on the Canberra 30. Paddy goes right to Laurie. And Laurie up the middle. Managed to beat one. Now wrapped up. That was a good run. 5 short of halfway. Good quick play the ball to Paddy. He sends it left to Ethan Strange. Then away Timothy. Short ball to Stewart down the western western touchline. Puts in a dreadful kick straight to Will Kennedy. And Stewart off his left boot. He couldn't have placed it any better for Will Kennedy, and the Sharks out of trouble on their 20. Played to Nickera. Goes left Sione Katoa. Darts right across field, then straightens, and he's going to be caught 22 out from his own line.
He was in a lose-lose situation there, Stuart. He was going out no matter what. So if he didn't kick it, he was going to get tackled into touch. So he had to come up with a bit of a play. He just couldn't get that weight right. He had to try to get a little bit higher and sort of a little bit further downfield.
And a little bit of different direction. Here's a lost ball by KL Iro. He does well to recover it. No, he loses it. Picked up by Zavelio Tamale.
Then knock on Sharks here first.
Okay, so he's really knock on both sides. So it'll be a Canberra scrum feed. 32 out for the Sharks line. This is huge, isn't it? With 9 minutes left in the half. Canberra 12, Cronulla Sutherland 8. And don't forget, next at 5:30, it's Parramatta against North Queensland. Huge game for the Cowboys. A win virtually seals their spot in the finals in 2026. And then at 7:30 tonight at Lang Park, it's the Brisbane Broncos hosting the Warriors. But here, Cronulla, who slipped outside the top 4 last night, looking to bounce straight back into it, but they're down 12-8 with 8 minutes 30 left in the half, and Canberra wins the scrum. Paddy fires it away right to Tamale, and he's scored 27 out from the goal line. Last time we saw Zavelio Tamale, he was hauled off the field half an hour into a game against St George Illawarra at Canberra Stadium by Ricky Stewart, who did a great job, it seemed, consoling him on the touchline, and now he's back. Ball played 20 out by Roddy. Goes right, Josh Papali'i. He got away from Hazelton, big Papa. Now put down 11 metres out in front of the left upright at the northern end. Paddy sends it out the back to Strange, back on, Sanders, back on the inside, Nicholson. He scored 2 metres out from the Cronulla Sutherland goal line. Paddy awaits dummy half. Goes left away, Ethan Sanders. Runs at the line, offload Strange. Floats a pass over the top to Jed Stewart. That wasn't a pass, it was a party trick. That was scrumptious. What a pass from Ethan Strange. Try to Jed Stewart. Canberra 16, Cronulla Sutherland 8. 7 minutes 30 to go in the half. That was brilliant from the number 6.
Yeah, Ethan Strange, this is absolutely outstanding from him. He gets the ball and he just watches, waits to see what Katoa's doing. And Katoa gets up off the end of his line. He looks straight at the centre, at Tim McCall there, and he goes, oops, I've made the wrong decision. And then you got Strange, who just reacts to it straight away, throws a beautiful spiral pass over the top and just lands it straight on Jed Stewart's chest at full flight. And he just flies down the sideline and scores a simple try there for the Canberra Raiders. But the execution was absolutely perfect there from Canberra.
Touchline, Michael Carianis.
I haven't seen this before. Dane Laurie's contact has come out. He's got one of the medical staff to show him their phone so he can have a look and see if he can put his contact back in. I don't think he's had much luck, so he's run on the field. I don't know what his vision's like without contacts, but yeah, it could be a drama for the next 6.5 minutes.
Might just have to close one eye when he catches the ball and open it.
I can't even imagine I hate anything around the eyes.
So didn't you have something else in the eye?
Yes, last week I had the beauty of 4 injections going into them. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Ethan Sanders, similar to what I said. Sanders 22 out, 10 in from the western touchline, 6 minutes 20 to go in the half. 16-8 Canberra, but I felt like Dane Laurie every time I looked for a replay here in the box when you were standing in front of it. I didn't realise that your back is, wide.
Or maybe the TV's small.
Oh, there's also that. Here's Ethan Sanders. 16-8 Canberra. Remember, they were down 8-0. And they looked like they took a while to get off the bus. Sanders with his left boot. Moves in, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He is 3 out of 3. Canberra 18, Cronulla Sutherland 8 on NRL Saturday here on ABC Sport. 6 minutes 13 left in the half. All right, around the grounds after tea in the cricket, Australia 2 for 53 in its second innings, still trailing Bangladesh by 175. Marnus Labuschagne and Steve Smith at the crease. NRLW a try to winless Parramatta. They lead Canterbury Bankstown in the first half by 6 points to 0. So a try to the Eels. They lead 6-0. Earlier, Gold Coast 26. In fact, Parramatta now lead 12-0. They've been awarded another try to Rachel Pearson, and she's converted. 12-0 Parramatta over Canterbury. 10 minutes left in the half. New South Wales Cup, Newtown 30, leading Canberra 6. New South Wales Women's, Illawarra 12, leading West Tigers 8. Canberra has it 18 out from its own line here. Queensland Cup, it's 4-all between Northern Pride and Burleigh. PNG Hunters and Western Clydesdales 0-all. Queensland Women's Premiership, Western Clydesdales 18, leading North Devils 16. And in the rugby test, 1 try piece, Wallaby 7, leading Japan 5. Sanders, he throws the ball right to Marley. Steps in field to be taken. 30 out from his own line and 10 metres in from touch on the eastern side. Plays it to Weeks. Comes left to Laurie. There's a lot of flowing locks out there for Canberra. Laurie caught 11 short of halfway. Played on the last, Paddy from the 40. Bang, he gets hit by Purdue as he kicks it. 1 bounce to Kennedy on the Sharks 20. Heads up over the 30 and he's caught 10 short of halfway. Field position has not really been the Sharks' problem. 5 minutes to go in the half, but they're down 18-8 as KL Iro in the middle of the park. He's knocked to the deck, just short of halfway. And met in the first instance there by Roddy and also Papali'i. Now left edge Wilton, tackled 7 metres in Canberra territory. Played to Brayley, open side right it goes. Colquhoun to Hines, then away to Molly Hiroti. Straight past Jeff Stewart. He's over the 30. Straight past Dane Laurie's ordinary attempt. Now Stewart did well to come back at him with Paddy in defence. 17 out from the Canberra line. Brayley goes left now. Burns away. Colquhoun to Hines. They must score. No, they come into Peru. He will be dragged down. Nicholson try saver. 2 metres away. Played on the last Brayley. Fires it away to the left edge. And Cronulla Sutherland is able to score the try through Teague Wilson. It had to come. Canberra's defence holds in it everywhere. Try to the Sharkies. Teague Wilson is over. And it is now Canberra 18, Cronulla Sutherland 12. Kick to come. Sharkies. 4 minutes to go in the half. Luke Lewis.
Yeah, they just get that left side all wrong, did they, the Canberra Raiders, when they went out to Mawini Hiroti over here on that right edge. And he does a good job. He doesn't overplay his hand. He goes back in field. He gets up for a quick play the ball. And then they go over to that left side where they were scrambling really hard, the Canberra Raiders, and they just never really got their defensive line back. And it was smart play here from Brayley. When Brayley goes into dummy half, he looks like he's going to go back to the open side and then just quickly looks to his left, and he knows his back row will be punching there somewhere and gets a one-on-one inside shoulder. It's a tough tackle to make when you've got a hard-running back row. It goes over as easy as you like. So nice execution there from the Sharks.
All right, let's go down to the touchline. Michael Carianis.
Yeah, that's huge for the Cronulla Sharks because they've really been struggling over the past 10 or 15 minutes. But Teague Wilton, he's a great hole runner. Identified that nicely, the Cronulla Sharks, and gets a reward.
Nico Hines, 21 metres out, 10 metres in from the eastern touchline. 18-12 to Canberra. 3 minutes 10 left in the half.
I reckon Teague Wilton's got a little bit of a Steve Menzies about him, look.
In his face?
Yeah.
No,
okay.
Maybe if you put headgear on him.
Yeah, might get the headgear for next time.
Do you have that influence over Teague Wilton?
Definitely not.
Here's Nico Hines. To get them to within 4. Moves in with the right boot. Nico, kick 2 from 2, strikes it, heading towards the post, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 3 out of 3, and it's 18-14. Canberra over Cronulla Sutherland. 3 tries to 2 at the moment for the Raiders. Just inside 3 minutes left. Now in the cricket, Australia 2 for 66, trailing Bangladesh by 162 runs in Darwin. In the NRLW, Parramatta playing Canterbury Bankstown. There's 6.5 minutes to go in the half, and it's Parramatta 12 leading Canterbury 0. Tries to Tanika, Todd Hunter and Rachel Pearson. Pearson 2 from 2. Massive upset that would be at Western Sydney Stadium. New South Wales Cup half-time. Newtown 30 leading Canberra 24. Queensland Cup, Burleigh Bears at half-time leading Northern Pride 20 points to 4. And in the first half, no score, PNG Hunters and Western Clydesdales. And in the test, it's still 7-5 Wallabies over Japan. Now it's Hazelton from the kickoff, 12 out from his own goal line. He plays it, they work it right to Iro. He's tackled 22 out from his own line. Is he going to be more points in this second half, Louis, in 2.5 minutes?
Yes.
That's that sort of game, I think, isn't it?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of points.
Here's Colquhoun, caught 32 out from his own line, Brayley. He sends it away left to Burns, tackle 5 short of halfway.
A lot more ebb and flow all up.
All played to Brayley, comes to the right, Hines runs at the line, into Strange and Laurie, and finished off 7 metres in Canberra territory by Roddy. Played on the last. Brayley from 42 out. Pokes a little kick over the top. Back there is Kyo Weeks. Picks it off the ground. 8 out from his own line and met put to the ground. Britton Nickera was in there along two with Pudu. About 8. Oh, no, it was Kennedy. 18 out from the Canberra line. Out of the right, Jet Stewart. Wrapped up 22 away from his own line with 1 minute 48 to go in the first half. And Canberra up 18-14. Sanders kicks through his own 20.
That's weird.
It was weird. It's straight down the middle of the ground pretty much. But I tell you what, it's great bounce on it with the wind behind Canberra's back. Kennedy picks it up 2 out from his own line. Heads towards the 20. Got to pass away Mulatalo. He straightens past to Marley. He's over the 20. Laurie can't make the tackle, but he's fell now. 28 out from his own line with a minute 23 left in the half. To the touchline, Michael Carrianis.
They're obviously trying to get the last benefit of that huge breeze, the Cronulla Sharks, but their chase wasn't there. And the Canberra Raiders, sorry, the chase wasn't there, so the Sharks are just marching upfield now.
Hazelton, his march comes to an end, 10 short of halfway. Brayley goes left to Burns, then to Nico Hines. He got straight past to Marley, comes back at him, and he's flung to the deck ultimately by Laurie. 3 metres in Canberra territory. Brayley, short side left, Wilton away to Iro, and Sanders is there, got him high. Canberra defence, honestly, it looks all over the place. It's hard to believe that with their defence looking so brittle, they're in front. A penalty goes to the Sharkies. Penalty's a 6-2 to Cronulla. Nico Hines finds touch inside the Canberra 20 with 37 seconds left.
They could squander the lead that it had just purely from silly decisions. Even kicking on play 2 from 20 out. It was a dumb play if you're not going to get your chase right and execute your defence.
Other people had to know, didn't they? Here's Colhoun taking in a good heavy tackle. Papalicki was in there with Laurie. 12 out from the line. Brayley goes right. Hazelton, he's standing in the tackle now, down 4 metres out. 15 seconds left on the ticking clock. Brayley at dummy half. They're down by 4, the Sharks. Hines to Kennedy. Great work, Xavier Savage in off the wing with a ball and all tackle. 6 out from the goal line. 4 seconds to go. Last play of the half. Brayley goes right. Through hands. Burns to Hines. Siren Sands. They got the overlap. Nickera. He gets the pass over the top to Toa for the line. Bounce away from one. Ball knocked out of his hand. Back to Burns to Hines. 10 out. Long ball. Pudu. He threw it out the back. Recovered. Thrown forward by Mulatalo. I thought there were 2 forward partners. Play on. Comes down the left wing now to Iro. Back it comes to Kennedy. They got the numbers right. A stab kick. It's thrown back by Pudu. Away from Nickera. Where is Canberra? They're nowhere. Hines throws it on the ground. Nickera to Hazelton back to the 30. Laurie looked like I was trying to make the tackle. Threw hands away. Ronnie, Katoa, stab kick. Stewart gets there, tapped it dead. It wouldn't have been the try of the year. It wouldn't have been the try of the decade. It would have been the try of the millennium. Instead, it's 18-14 at halftime. Canberra somehow in front. I don't know how. 18-14, Canberra over Cronulla Sutherland. Ethan Strange, a bit of a smile, but that would have been a smile turned upside down if they conceded a miracle try. They go to the sheds. 18-14 to Canberra. For the Raiders, tries to Xavier Savage in the 12th minute. Owen Paddy in the 16th. Jet Stewart, 33rd minute. Ethan Sanders, 3 goals from 3 attempts and 3 restarts. For Cronulla, tries to Braden Trindle, but at what price? He dislocated his shoulder. Came straight from the field, won't be back today. He scored in the 6th minute. Teague Wilton in the 36th. Nico Hines, 3 from 3, 1 restart. The penalties in the first half heavily in favour of the Sharks, 6-2 over the Raiders, but it's Canberra in front. Luke Lewis, 18-14.
Yeah, it was an interesting game to start this game of footy. It was the Sharkies all over the Canberra Raiders to start with for the first 10-15 minutes, and then that Trindle try, the injury, they sort of lost their way a bit. Then the Canberra Raiders started to play some second phase offload. Then they got some really nice shape. They scored some beautiful tries, and the Sharks sort of weren't in the game right up until the last 5 minutes. They scored a really nice try through Teague Wilton, a little bit of field position, and a couple of brain snaps, I suppose, from Canberra Raiders to come up with that kick and then almost score a try right in half time. But sort of end-to-end stuff. Really interesting game, exciting game of footy, enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah, Michael Carianis, I have no idea what to make of that first half other than it was entertaining.
Oh, it was definitely entertaining, end-to-end action, so both sides have come willing to play. The Sharks just look a little bit off, and the concern that we saw from them, at the midway point of the season is probably back on show, where they're not as consistent, not as hungry as we've seen probably in that past 2 months. But the Canberra Raiders, they started slow and, not playing for much but pride, but, really responded well after that slow start.
Round the grounds, NRLW, another try to Parramatta, scored by Mahalia Murphy, approaching half-time. Parramatta 16, Canterbury Bankstown 0, with a kick to come from Rachel Pearson. Earlier, Gold Coast 26 beat St George Illawarra 10. New South Wales Newtown 30, leading Canberra 14. Half-time New South Wales Women's Rugby League, Illawarra 18, leading West Tigers 12. Queensland Cup half-time, Burleigh 20, leading Northern Pride 4. AFL 6-0 North Melbourne, leading Geelong. Rugby Test Wallabies 19, leading Japan 12. And Marnus Labuschagne has gone in Darwin out for 31 on day 3 of the first test. Australia 3 for 73 in its second innings, trailing by 155. NRL Saturday here at Shark Park. Canberra 18, Cronulla Sutherland 14. You with Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. I'm Andrew Moore. Let's head to the ABC newsroom.
ABC News, hello, I'm Satyam Weinstein. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Gharibabadi says Tehran will not be intimidated by threats from U.S. President Donald Trump. Earlier, the American president claimed he would soon be declaring the Strait of Hormuz a U.S. territory. Writing on social media, Mr. Ghabadi says the strait cannot be seized with a tweet. Speaking in New York, Mr. Trump says that the U.S. is hitting Iran hard.
And after we finish defeating Iran, which is being very badly defeated, pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
Officials in Indonesia say at least 2 people have died after a powerful magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck off the coast of the island of Flores. More from the BBC's Jonathan Head.
The earthquake struck early in the morning, sending people in Malmere, the main town on the island of Flores, running into the street. Video taken at the port shows large chunks of concrete breaking off the terminal building onto passengers waiting to board an inter-island ferry. Some were thrown into the sea when the gangway to the ship collapsed. A stream of people could be seen moving inland on motorbikes after the authorities issued a tsunami warning, although this was later lifted. Search and rescue teams are already in Malmere, working to free anyone trapped in damaged buildings.
Luigi Mangione is admitted to killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City in 2024. Here's our North America correspondent, Cayman Gok.
Luigi Mangione spoke calmly and without emotion in court as he admitted to shooting United Healthcare executive Brian Thompson. Now, this brazen shooting took place in December 2024 on a sidewalk in New York and sparked a days-long manhunt to try and track down the now 28-year-old. He has pleaded guilty to 2 federal stalking charges, and in court today, he described how he'd had years-long pain from a broken back and felt that he hadn't received the support or care whilst navigating the insurance system.
New South Wales has confirmed its 5th case of H5 bird flu found in a Greater Crested Tern on the state's south coast. It's the 3rd confirmed case of bird flu detected in a native Australian bird in New South Wales. More than 200 cases of bird flu have been confirmed in Australia. Meanwhile, aerial surveys of the Tasmanian coast have been continuing today following 2 confirmed detections of bird flu. Helicopters and drones are being employed to search the Upper West Coast, King Island, Northwest Islands and Stanley region. Tasmanian Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe says aerial surveys are conducted alongside field surveillance on the ground.
Proactive surveillance is, of course, a crucial part of our approach, and it has already worked. The first bird flu case was found by our Parks and Wildlife staff undertaking proactive checks.
A University of Cambridge professor at the centre of a plagiarism scandal has been found dead in London. The BBC's Helena Wilkinson has more.
3 years ago, Jason Arday made history when he became Cambridge University's youngest ever black professor. But earlier this month, he was at the centre of a plagiarism row, and last week he quit his role with immediate effect. Cambridge University announced an independent investigation into his appointment. He had denied the claims, but he admitted errors in his work, and last week said the recent furore had led to an unrelenting level of public scrutiny and personal attack.
If you or someone you know needs someone to talk to, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Authorities have uncovered almost 300 kilograms of cocaine hidden in a tractor that was imported into Melbourne in a shipping container. Fraser Fife with the story.
Australian Border Force officers discovered the cocaine hidden in a shipping container carrying 2 tractors and machinery parts that were shipped to Melbourne from Germany via Panama. Authorities say an X-ray of the consignment on Monday identified anomalies, and a further inspection found the illicit drug in 6 large boxes wrapped in blue and black tape. The Victorian Organised Crime Task Force is investigating and is still working to identify those responsible for the importation of the illicit drugs, as well as the intended recipients. The Australian Federal Police want to speak to anyone who has information about the consignment.
And the owners of English Premier League club Liverpool have agreed to sell a 30% stake in a team to a consortium that includes Amazon co-founder Jeff Bezos. You're up to date with ABC News.
Every community has stories worth sharing. ABC Your Say is your chance to join the conversation. Tell us what's on your mind. Visit abc.net.au/yoursay.
The 2026 NRL Premiership.
Play to Brayley, spins it away left, McInnes, then away to Trindle, puts it on the toe, getting back there. Kyo Weeks, the flying through to score the try is Braden Trindle. Where are all the Raiders? They have not got off the bus. Cut out ball down to the wing and goes Savage. He's straight past 1-2. He's going to go all the way and score. Canberra Raiders, that's brilliant on there. He nearly got tackled in goal. But he got past Kennedy and does get the ball down. Taken 5 out from the line. Paddy. He goes himself from dummy half. Burrows gets down very low, and I'll tell you what, I reckon he's over, although we're going to the bunker. That's the TRY every day of the week.
What's that looking at? He's right in front of it.
Paddy awaits dummy half. Goes left away, Ethan Sanders. Runs at the line, offload strain. Floats a pass over the top to Jet Stewart. That wasn't a pass, it was a party trick. That was... Colhoun to Hines, they must score. No, they come into Peru. He will be dragged down. Nicholson try saver. 2 metres away. Played on the last Brayley. Fires it away to the left edge. And Cronulla Sutherland is able to score the try through Teague Wilson.
ABC Sport.
Indigenous Round, recognising the contributions of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples to the game of rugby league.
A nail-biter here at Shark Park. 18-14. Canberra leads Cronulla Sutherland. Next, a massive game for North Queensland as they take on Parramatta at Western Sydney Stadium. Glenn Lauder on the call, and he's with Dean Hallitall. Let's set the scene. G'day, Glenn.
Yeah, g'day, Andrew. It looks like they might be breaking your rule, the Cowboys, conceding 80 and then making finals footy. I'll tell you what, that loss for the Bulldogs really big for the Cowboys. They can obviously open up a 4-point gap over Canterbury and almost secure themselves finals footy with a couple of weeks to go. They can jump up level with points with South Sydney, and Newcastle, of course, got a game in hand tomorrow. Both teams, unfortunately, though, similar story throughout the season. The Cows had that winning run earlier in the season, but the last few weeks, it's been a bit of a case for the Cowboys and the Parramatta Eels of, as you would say, Andrew, you win, we win, you lose, we lose. So inconsistency is the key. Dean Hallitall will be alongside me in the call. Matthew Elliott will be here as well, despite the fact that, Matthew, I will come to you first, despite the fact that Andrew didn't mention you then. But
I feel like Jack DeBellin.
I saw you were blowing up there. No Jack DeBellin in this Parramatta side, but let's have a look at the Cowboys, because the way they bounced back after that 80-point demolition by the Roosters was really impressive last week against a Gold Coast side that obviously season over.
Yeah, they had to bounce back. They had no choice. But this is the test comes again this week because they're playing against a team that has no pressure on them. There's no expectations. So the scoreboard pressure will certainly mount up on the North Queensland Cowboys. And if they come here with the wrong attitude, we've seen what their right attitude does, but we've also got fair evidence if they don't show up with the right mindset, the consequences of that.
Yeah, Dean Hallett, our premiership winner with the West Tigers. Good afternoon to you. What is that like in those last few weeks as you're preparing for finals footy and you're coming up against teams that you know won't be there in September?
Yeah, good afternoon, Glenn and Matty. Look, it's probably one where you want to build as much momentum as you can going towards the finals, and that comes with good performances no matter who the opposition is. So it's really important that they stamp their authority on this game. That 80-point loss a few weeks ago would still be sitting a little bit fresh in the minds. I know they put it to bed last week with the win, but knowing that loss has occurred in your season, you've got to put some consistency on the board in those last few weeks. They've got to buy in the middle of that, so that's your freshen up opportunity. The rest of the time you've got to be playing really good football against lesser opposition.
Yeah, that's next week, that bye. Matthew, from a coach's point of view, defensively as well, they concede 82. Last week was only the second time this season that they've kept an opposition under 10 points, so that must have been pleasing for Todd Payten because it's all built on defence, right?
Absolutely, but again, there's evidence there they know how to defend that way. The 2 weeks ago scenario wasn't about what they were capable of. Certainly they had a short turnaround and they were playing against a red hot team, but that's not why they got beat by 82.
All right, Andrew, it's, what are we, an hour and a half away from kickoff. Just that one change we alluded to. I spoke to the Parramatta media manager who said, I don't think Jack de Bellin's injured, but he's not in the 19 this afternoon. He's dropped off the 13. That means Saxon Pryke starts in jumper number 15 in just his 7th NRL game, and Kelma Tuolangi comes onto the bench in jumper number 20. The Cowboys are 1-19. Kickoff, as I said, in about an hour and a half with Todd Smith in charge.
I wasn't injured either until Andy just brushed me.
Oh, Padre, I'm so sorry. And you're with us tomorrow too from midday. You're camping there overnight. Sorry, I'll give you a big hug tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just straight under the desk where I do have it sometimes.
Yes, some of your best work is done there. Thank you, Matthew, Dino and Este. And that's to come next. Parramatta and North Queensland, a 5:30 kickoff. Here at Shark Park, you're with Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. I'm Andrew Moore. It is 18-14, Canberra over Cronulla Sutherland. And Louis, we can't really understate how important this game is for the Sharks, especially at home.
Oh, absolutely. They need to win. Obviously, that game last week in the local derby against the Dragons was a tough one to swallow, but at the end of the day, you can get away with it. But sitting in 5th position, if they lose today, it's really putting their top 4 pretty much at jeopardy. I think it's very important they get this win. They've got to keep fighting hard now. They've got a couple of pretty easy games, you would say, for the Cronulla Sharks, but they're making things difficult at the moment.
What have you seen from them in attack with Braden Trindle off the field with a dislocated shoulder?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, they're still doing a good job. They're still getting in the right positions. I just feel like I love the way that Nico plays when he's second receiver, when he's getting the ball at the back of Trindle and not having to sort of set up plays and lead all the plays. So I think they're missing him a little bit, but look, Nico can get the job done. Just need the other boys to lay the platform for him. But the good thing is they have got the win behind their back here, so that will definitely help them with their kicking game and field position.
Half time in the NRLW, Parramatta 24 leading Canterbury Bankstown 0, and in the cricket test in Darwin, Australia in its second innings 3 for 80, trailing Bangladesh by 148 runs. Marnus Labuschagne last out for 31. So the kickoff to come now from Canberra with an 18-14 lead. Their hopes of the finals have been dashed well and truly, but gee, can't they play spoiler? The Dolphins on MC's favoured live ladder sit 4th, Sharkies 5th. That will change if Cronulla fights back to win. Here's the kickoff from Kyo Weeks, down to the southern end, into the breeze, but it sails down to the goal line, caught by Trindle, gives it right to Hazelton. He runs into Laurie and put to the ground, 13 out from his own goal line with help from Owen Paddy. Plays the ball to Brayley. Comes centre field right for the Sharkies. They're 20 metres out from their own goal line. To his feet and playing the ball, Nickera. Comes centre field left. Straight up the middle, Colhoun gained easy 15 metres. To within 15 of halfway. Brayley dummy half. Goes himself. Works it right now to Burns. Straight through Roddy. This Canberra defence really is average. And the Sharkies are already 2 metres in Canberra's half. Brayley goes left to Teague Wilton, who scored a try in the first 40. And a good run, but he's on his back. 36 out from the Canberra line. 15 in from the Western touch line. Last tackle Sharks. Brayley goes right. Finds the kick from 39 metres out. Down to the 10-metre line for Kyo Weeks with the catch. Ronaldo Mulatalo with the tackle. 9 out from the Canberra line. 1 minute gone second half. 18-14 in favour of Canberra. Now they work it left to Xavier Savage. He's tackled 14 out from his own goal line. And in there was Burns. Centre field left to Marley. Wrapped up middle of the ground. 22 out from his own line. And leading the charge there was Purdue. Now comes left to Matt Timacor, the other centre. It just crosses the 30. On play 4, 31 out from his own line. Paddy left to Hosking. Pretty simple set this from Canberra. 10 short of halfway is where he's tackled. Bringing up the last two was Hines and Hazelton. Kick from Sanders from his 40-metre line. Up into the breeze. Down to Ronaldo Mulatalo with the catch easily. 25 out from his own line. Takes on Tamale and Nicholson and caught 10 short of halfway. So in terms of field position advantage early here, Cronulla, let's check in on the touchline with Michael Carianis.
Yeah, that breeze hasn't died down, which is music to the ears of the Cronulla Sharks, because it was very strong, a very strong southerly behind the backs of the Canberra Raiders in the first half, and it maintained that strength for the second. Cronulla Sharks in the second half.
Here's Hazelton now for Cronulla. Michael caught on halfway. Centre field. Plays the ball. Brayley sends it left to Burns. Right in the centre of the paddock as well. Runs into a three-man tackle. Stood in it though. 9 metres in Canberra territory. Now they work it right. Hines got it away. Nickera. Quick hand to Roddy. Away to Katoa. Oh, he's straight past one. No drag to the ground. Desperately in the corner. About 13 metres out. Last play Cronulla. Nico Hines 12 out. Goes back to the short side right to Nickera. Hit and spin to Brayley. Back on the left to Nico. Puts in a stab kick. Goes beyond Cryo Weeks and over the dead ball.
Zero coming.
Ball finish from Nico. He's under a bit of pressure there at the end. 20-metre tap for Canberra. 7 tackles set. 2 minutes 45 gone second half, Louis. And it's still 18-14 to the Raiders.
Yeah, they look sharp on that right side, don't they? Every time they go there, there's a little bit of something happening, but good scramble defence there from the Canberra Raiders. And Nico, well, he gets the ball back for a second attempt. He's a little bit of pressure on him. Just can't get that weight right, but a nice attack there from the Sharks.
Canberra 10 short of halfway. Tamale plays it. It comes left to Laurie. Jinking around the place. Managed to beat Purdue and now caught 4 short of halfway. I don't know about you. I get the feeling Cronulla could score with every single set. It comes to the left. Strange away. Hosking. Then to Timacor on the left edge. And he's pushed nearly over the eastern touchline. 3 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory. Played to Stewart. Goes to the right. Strange. Cut out ball. Papali'i. Sanders. Weeks to halfway. Then to Tamale. And he steps straight to Hero. Through him. Through another. Tamale. Then got the pass straight to Cronulla's keeper. Did all the work to Marley, but as is his want this year, he can't help but make mistakes. And the Sharkies have it on their own 30. Wilton plays it to Burns, goes right to Mulatalo. He's caught 14 short of halfway. Canberra 18, Cronulla Sutherland 14. 4 minutes gone second half. Now Iro, good strong run. He's caught just short of halfway. 19 in from touch western side by Laurie, and also in there Sanders. Now goes left to right. Colquhoun away to Hazelton. He's nailed in centre field. 8 metres in Canberra territory by Papali'i. And also in there was the second rower, Hosking. Now it's Cronulla keeping the ball alive. Kennedy with it. Goes on a stepping run. Roddy, good tackle with Papali'i's help. 32 out from the line on the last. Nico Hines under zero pressure. Kicks it for the wing of Katoa against Jet Stewart. Up they go. Jet Stewart with a catch. 3 out from his own line, and Canberra survive again. 4 minutes 30 gone second half. 18-14 in favour of the Raiders. As they play it, and he comes to the right side. Savage tackled 8 metres out from his own goal line there by, he was taken in the tackle of Colquhoun and Hazelton. Canberra now just outside their 10 into the breeze. They've had no field position in their second half. Laurie dummy half. He sends it away to the right side. Taking the tackle, Savage, 21 out from his own goal line, but that's 4 tackles chewed up already. Paddy goes left to Strange, then away through hands it goes. Weeks on to Timacor. Wrapped up 34 out from his own line. 5 in from touch eastern side. And on the last, it comes open side right. Ethan Strange better get a move on. He just got to keep it. It's so shallow. It's going to bounce on the Cronulla 40. Bounces upright. Tapped back by Canberra. Still play on for them as Roddy got the pass away. Another kick downfield now from Canberra. Back there though is K.L. Iro from the Owen Paddy kick. He brings it back over the 10. Tamale makes the tackle with it, Paddy? Yes, it. Great recovery there from Canberra. 11 out from the Sharks line. 5 minutes 40 gone second half. 18-14 to the Raiders.
Yeah, well, Canberra have been struggling to get out their own end. They need a little bit of luck there, and they get the bounce, and they get a second kick and a nice chase. But they need to force an error here from the Cronulla Sharks to get a little bit of field position.
Here's Mulatalo on the burst. He's standing in the tackle of Sanders. And Nicholson, 27 out from his own line. Sprinting from dummy half and falling over was Brayley. He got the pass as he recovered to Hines to Hazelton. And Tom Hazelton takes three with him for about 8 metres. Caught 9 short of halfway. Finally played centre field. Brayley goes right to Burns. Short ball. Nickera went without a knock on. First mistake at the half comes from Cronulla. The rush pass to Nickera. And Canberra will get a scrum feed on halfway. 6 minutes 30 gone second half. It's 18-14 in favour of the Raiders. And these were the sort of mistakes in the first half that proved costly to both teams. And I just see a play put on report then.
That was a poor decision there by Burns. He goes right into the line, and Strange is right in front of Britt Nicker here, and he passes it to him, just puts him under all sorts of pressure. He was never going to catch that ball, so poor decision there from Burns, which he's usually been really, really good with those type of things.
Touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, just checking to see if anyone was placed on report there, Andrew. I didn't get a good look at it, but yeah, they're just a poor pass there from the Cronulla Sharks. They don't need to push it because they're dominated at the moment, and the Raiders haven't started their second half well.
Now from the scrum win MC, it's Tamale caught 8 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory. Played to Paddy, dummies his way straight into Burns. The marker has got a one-on-one steal, has he?
He knocked it on though.
Yeah, he has knocked it on back into Owen Paddy. Great effort by Billy Burns to make up for his error. That's all you can ask for, and it's going to be a Canberra scrum feed. 40 out from the Cronulla Sutherland line, 20 in from touch western side. We've had 7 minutes and 30 seconds of scoreless footy in this second half. Update the cricket, the NRLW in a moment or two. Canberra gets an attacking opportunity here. Xavier Savage feeds the scrum, meaning every other player's to the left on the open side. Paddy goes that way. Sanders to Papali'i. Caught in midfield, 38 metres out from the goal line. He'll play the ball now to Owen Paddy. Comes to the left to Strange. Back on the inside, Hosking. He's caught about 31 metres out from the Cronulla Sutherland line by Colhoun. Plays the ball to Paddy. Comes to the right, Sanders. Away to Strange. Ran at the line and offloaded to Weeks. Weeks to Tamale. Mulatalo and shoved Tamale back about 5 metres. He's now 30 out from the Cronulla line, 9 in from the western touch line. Sanders left to Laurie, but they're going nowhere here. Canberra, great defence by Cronulla. 29 out from the line is where Laurie plays it to Paddy. Goes left Sanders. That's a forward pass to Papali'i. That was a horrible set from Canberra. And that was a blatant forward pass to Josh Papali'i. Canberra, Cronulla Sutherland players are all congratulating each other. That was a really good set in defence from them. Cronulla scrum feed, 24 out from their own line. 8 minutes 30 gone second half. Yet it's the Raiders still in front. 18-14 around the grounds in the cricket test. Australia 3 for 94 in its second innings, trailing Bangladesh by 134 runs in Darwin. Second half underway in NRLW. Parramatta 24 leading Canterbury Bankstown 0. New South Wales Cup second half. Newtown 36 leading Canberra 28. Scrum won by the Sharks. Iroh's tackled 29 out from his own goal line. New South Wales Women's Rugby League. Illawarra 24 leading West 20. Queensland Cup second half. Burleigh 26 leading Northern Pride 8. Western Clydesdales leading PNG Hunters 6-0 as Wilton 14 short of halfway. Plays it to Brayley. Goes right now to Colhoun. He's scored 9 metres short of halfway. AFL first quarter, and it's North Melbourne 43, thrashing Geelong 6. Rugby test half-time. Wallabies 21 leading Japan 17. Now on halfway, Cronulla Sutherland. Burns plays it to Brayley. Goes right to Nico Hines. Dummies, goes himself. Still standing in the Papali'i tackle. Help needs to come and does. And held is the call. 38 metres out from the Canberra line. Last play, Cronulla. Brayley, open side left. Kick from Will Kennedy. Looks wonky. Jet Stewart with a catch near the eastern touch line. He sends it. That's the worst play I've seen all year. It's dropped by Kyo Weeks, picked up by Cronulla Sutherland, and Will Kennedy's over to score. The worst attempt at a catch I've ever seen from Kyo Weeks. Pass went to him, he slapped at it like a seal with 10 thumbs, and Kennedy said, "Thank you, I'll have the easiest try in the history of rugby league." 10 minutes 15 gone, 18 all the score. Canberra and Cronulla Sutherland, and the Sharks will shortly be in front.
Wow, all I can say is wow. I don't think I've ever seen it like that. That was the The pass wasn't that bad. He should have caught it. He just fumbled it like you said. I think
looked like he'd been at a nightclub for 9 hours.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, seriously, but attention to detail, absolutely horrible there for the Canberra Raiders, and I'll tell you what, the Sharks will be cheering because they haven't had any other real opportunities to sort of look like going over. They look dangerous every time, but pick the ball up and run over as easy as you like.
That is the worst play of 2026 by far.
Will they check the onside and make sure everything's all right?
I don't think you deserve to check anything.
Yeah, that's true.
18 all, and here's the kick from Nico Hines. We'll check in with Michael after the kick. And Hines right next to the post, 13 metres out to give Cronulla the lead. That was the worst play in history. Coming onto the field now for the Sharkies to an interchange is C.C. Talakai. He's coming on. Jesse Colquhoun gets a breather after a significant effort for the Sharks. Here's Nico with the right boot, strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 4 out of 4, and it's Cronulla Sutherland 20, Canberra 18 with 28 and a half to go. Down to you, Michael, carry on.
Well, they deserve to concede the first try of the second half. They've been so clunky with the footy, the Canberra Raiders. At Kyle Weeks, that was just a brain fade there. There was nothing wrong with that pass from Jed Stewart. He just lacked concentration there, Kyle Weeks. It cost his side a try. Andrew, you mentioned earlier a player placed on a report. You're right, it was Josh Papali'i for a high tackle on Teague Wilton.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Michael. Josh Papali'i on report for a high tackle. But we are seeing why Canberra is out of the 8 looking in, because even though they were in front, they've looked nothing like Canberra at its best. So can Cronulla go on with the job? Here's Talakai with a kick return, taken 17 out from the Sharkies line. The Sharks 20, Raiders 18. Still plenty of time to go, 28 and a quarter minutes, and now Canberra, they are all over the shop. They give away a penalty for offside at marker, and the penalty goes to the Sharks. Penalty's now 7-2 in favour of Cronulla. As players come together, shouts of off from the Cronulla faithful.
12,358.
Oh, geez, you did well to add that up. You used fingers and toes, Lewis. And you're right. I've just handed a note. 12,358. Good counting. As Cronulla finds touch up on halfway. Well, my sense is Sharks are really going to go on with this.
Well, they've got all the momentum now. They surely they should. They've got a little bit of a kick up the backside, I reckon, at half-time, and they've definitely switched into Shark mode.
Play 2, they're 40 metres out. Talakai goes to Hazelton, slipping into Shark mode. That means they're circling. Look out, Canberra. 31 out. Brayley goes right. Talakai with a right foot step into Strange and got through to Laurie. Now Feld 17 out from the line, but more points look absolutely inevitable. Brayley goes right through, sends it into Nickera. He's taken 5 metres out from the line. Plays it to Brayley, dance to the left, links up with Hazelton to Hines, then to Kennedy to Iro is caught. 8 metres out, Tamale, very good tackle down low. 10 in from touch, northwest corner, played on the last to Wilton, goes to Hines, crossfield kick, Mulatalo against Savage, the ball is knocked over the touch in goal line by...
I think there's a touch from Ronaldo as well. Going 20.
20-metre tap is the ruling from Jared Sutton. Now, the bunker can check this. 26 and a half left.
20.
Cronulla Sutherland 20.
It's been looked at.
Cronulla Sutherland 20, Canberra 18. And watching the replay did come off Ronaldo Mulatalo. So it'll be a 7-tackle set for the Raiders. They need this and a 20-metre tap.
Challenge.
Oh, okay.
That's a challenge.
They're getting looked at anyway.
I thought Jared Sutton said they've looked at it.
Cronulla contesting that there's no touch from Ronaldo.
Well, if they haven't got that tip.
Cleared the kick chase. Ronaldo touches the ball, which is a knock-on. Any touch from the Raiders goes backwards. It's an opening goal. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I'm sure the referee had already said 20-metre tack, they've checked it.
Well, he did say it because my kids heard it at home. It was on the TV. I could hear it on the radio.
Well, of course you could hear it on the radio.
So they heard it.
This is us.
What a treat.
That is... Okay, we've just seen the worst play of 2026. That is the worst challenge of 2026. Congratulations, Cronulla. I'm not sure whether they have a category for that at the Dally M's. They should, because there'd be 2 award winners here today. As now the Canberra side has the ball, and then a dummy half, Tom Starling, to give them a bit of zest, because they don't have any at the moment, Canberra. Tarpany, he's caught 4 short of halfway, yet they're only down by 2. Starling comes right to Laurie and out the back. marker. Oh, passes a shocker to Nicholson. And it's touched by Cronulla. Fortuitously, 6 more tackles for Canberra. Starling has it, and he's taken 8 metres in Cronulla Sutherland territory.
Yeah, that's the right call there from Sutton. He gets that right 100%.
Here's Joe Tarpany up the middle. Into the defence of Talakai. Hazelton and Brayley tackled 34 out for the Sharks line. Cronulla 20, Canberra 18. 14 minutes 30 gone second half. Papali'i goes left. Sanders to Strange. And Strange somehow got away from Mawani Hiroti. Into the awaiting arms, though, of 3 other defenders. Hines and Nikora among them. Played to Starling, 30 out. Goes right. Sanders hands it into Laurie. Dane Laurie tackled. 25 out from the Cronulla goal line.
Strange has got to get involved a lot more.
He's got to run, right? Sanders goes right to Strange. Offloads to Nicholson. And Nicholson's taken 16 out. He's only catching and passing, really, Ethan. Played to Starling, who ran straight into the marker. Then a little dipsy doodle back to Kaya Weeks. Put in the worst stab kick we've ever seen. But not a set restart. Touched by Cronulla 9 out. Ball played. Fifth. Awards are going to be chock full of this game. Comes away now to Strange. Sends a loopy pass again over the top to Jed Stewart, but the defence was all there this time. They read it. It was all in slow-mo, and he's tackled 15 out. Canberra on the attack. Timokor out of dummy half. He runs straight and hard. Caught 4 short of the goal line. 5 in from the touch, Sowe's corner. Plays it. They go to the right. Through hands down to Tarpany. Tarpany goes himself, and he's dragged down. Only 6 out from the goal line, and it's a penalty against Cronulla Sutherland. Tell you what, this should equal the scores. They could take the shot for goal here, Canberra. Only their 3rd penalty of the day, right in front. Player tackle off the ball in Papali'i.
Tom Starling crazy. He's looking at the bench going, roll. It's 2018, mate. Take the 2 and even the game back up.
You're sounding flustered. I don't think they care about 2 points here now that they're done and dusted for the year.
Yeah, just going for you, reckon?
Yeah, seems to be the way, because they did this in the first half too. It comes right to Nicholson, and he scored 5 metres out. So that would have been an absolute gimme to level the score. Starling centre left Tarpany, steps through 1. Into Kennedy, past him, into Hazelton. He reaches out, he scores, and he looks up and says to you, Louis, no. Try to Tarpany. Canberra's back in front of this seesawing, topsy-turvy. What a game at Shark Park. Canberra 22, Cronulla Sutherland 20. Try to Joe Tarpany. Kick to come from right in front, Louis.
I love the no, because I would have been taking the 2, but you're right. What have they got to play for? There's probably no point taking the 2. But this is just ridiculous here from Joe Tarpany. He gets an opportunity, basically 1 off the ruck, steps 1, pushes through 2, and then carries another 2 over with him. That is a brilliant try. A little bit of individual brilliance, really. Nothing else doing. No one else around him. It's just all him. Great leadership. Nice try. Gets the Canberra Raiders back in front with 23 minutes left on the clock.
Touchline, Michael Carialis.
That's pretty soft from the Cronulla Sharks with their top 4 hopes on the line, and the way they've started this second half. They've got to do better than that. I know Joe Tarpany is an outstanding world-class player, but still, that's pretty soft.
So Canberra 22, Cronulla Sutherland 20. Ethan Sanders right in front to attempt a conversion. NRLW Western Sydney Stadium. Canterbury scored 2 quick second half tries to Monica Tagoya and Evelyn Roberts. And 2 goals from 2 attempts, Taylor Preston. So it's now Parramatta 24, Canterbury 12 in the NRLW. There's still... there's only 13 minutes gone second half. 22 to go. Here's Sanders to put Canberra up by 4 with the left boot. He nails it right between the sticks. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. Ethan Sanders now 4 from 4. 4 tries to 3 to the Sharks. Elsewhere around the grounds, cricket test, Australia 3 for 94 in its second innings. 134 runs behind Bangladesh in Darwin. New South Wales Cup second half at Henson. Newtown 36 leading Canberra 30. Women's Rugby League, Illawarra 24 leading West 20. Queensland Cup, Burleigh 26 leading Northern Pride 12. Western Clydesdales 13 leading the PNG Hunters 4. Queensland Women's Rugby League, Mackay 10 leading Tweed Seagulls 0. Rugby test second half underway. Wallabies leading Japan 21 to 17. AFL North Melbourne thrashing Geelong 45 to 6, and 2 behinds, 1 all between the Brisbane Lions and Gold Coast at the Gabba. From the kick-off, Canberra has it on its own 10-metre line. And now in play two, they get 14 out from their own line. 18 gone second half. Canberra leading 24-20. Raiders go left to the try scorer, Tarpany. Stands in the tackle of Hazelton, and also in there was Nickera. Now they go left to right. Through hands it goes. From Sanders away to Weeks, who's tackled. 28 out from his own line. Played to Starling. Goes open side left. Savelio Tamale. He's picked off 15 short of halfway. Hazelton was in there with Peru. He came on Peru for Trindle, who left the field in the 6th minute with a dislocated shoulder. Sanders kicks into the breeze. Caught by Kennedy, 23 out from his own line. Heads over the 30. Taken by Laurie, Starling and Tarpany just outside the 30. Walked off the mark. Played to Brayley. He takes off and then gets away from the offside Starling. And it's a horrible play by Starling. 6 more set restart going straight away to Cronulla. So 8 short of halfway. Good work by Brayley. Plays the ball to Burns. Goes right now Mulatalo on the inside to Katoa. Rare instance of two wingers linking up. He's tackled 3 short of halfway by Papali'i centre field. Played to Brayley. Goes left this time. And the tackle's going to be made about 5 metres in Canberra territory on Mawani Barotti. Plays it to Brayley. Goes left to Hines. Then away to Burns to Talakai. Centre field. Flicked it. Went off Laurie. Tap back by Burns for Wilson. Play on. I don't believe it should be 6 more. It's not. And he's tackled 7 metres in Canberra's half. 15 in from the western touchline. Wilson plays it to Brayley. Goes open side right to Burns. Accelerates. Nailed by Laurie down low. Tarpany over the top. 33 out from the Canberra line. Last play, Cronulla. Kick from Nico Hines. Coming down about 15 out. Xavier Savage. It goes off his shoulder. Does it over the western touchline.
I think you get that.
But it's a penalty going against Cronulla's chase. Penalty to the Raiders.
It might be, but your timing's off.
Their 4th of the day.
Getting his timing off, you're saying, Ronaldo Mulatalo.
20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left, second half. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. And it all happened in front of you, Michael Carianis, on the touchline.
It did, Andrew, it did, but yeah, it just got a little bit messy there. The Sharks have obviously blown that challenge with the frivolous one a few moments ago. They've just made their 6th interchange to Canberra Raiders. Josh Papali'i from the field, Adam Ariota back on.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Canberra finds touch 13 short of halfway. It's western side. You're with Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. I'm Andrew Moore. Boy, a huge final quarter of the game here. And then it's Parramatta and the Cowboys at Western Sydney Stadium with Glenn Lord and Dean Hallertown. The Padre, Matthew Elliott. Here's Tarpany on the burst for Canberra. He's caught 2 metres in Cronulla territory. Raiders up by 4. Played to Starling. Centre field left to Laurie. Beautiful delayed pass to Sanders. Turns it into Hosking. Caught by Peru. 38 out from the Cronulla goal line. Plays the ball southern end to Starling. He sends it left to Ethan Strange. Does take on the defence of Hazelton and Hines. And he's pushed back a little. He'll play at 31 out from the Cronulla line. 15 in from touch on the eastern side of Shark Park. Played to Timacor. Goes right. Starling away. Centre field Mariota. Caught by Peru. 26 out from the line. On the last Starling. Does to the right. Links up. Sanders away. Weeks puts in a stab kick behind Kennedy. There for Mulatalo. Juggled it. Held it by his hip. And he's caught by Weeks. And Savage a metre out from his own line. But it's a penalty. They're offside, Canberra. So a penalty goes to the Sharkies. About 8 out from their own goal line. 12 in from touch western side. 18 and a half to go. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. You look a bit perplexed, Luke Lewis.
Now, just trying to work out how the outside men are offside when they're all behind him when he kicks, because they were doing a backline play. They all stay out of the play, and the person who kicked the ball made the tackle.
Yeah, I think if anyone was offside, it was the inside players, and they weren't involved.
Correct.
Here's Cronulla with the tap. KL Hero.
I'm happy for the Sharks to get the penalty there, get the easy leg up, but
why is what you're asking.
Yeah, it's interesting.
13 short of halfway. Hero gets a set restart because Canberra was all over him. Now Brayley had a dummy half, caught 5 short of halfway. It is probably Cronulla's turn to score, isn't it? Played now to Kennedy. He sends it right Talakai. Right up the centre goes Sifa through Laurie, and now he's going to be held and shoved down 5 metres in Canberra's half. Canberra up 24-20. Played to Brayley. Sharks with it. Goes right behind. Back on the inside, Nickera. Down he goes. Good tackle, Laurie. 38 out from the goal line. Strange there as well. Now Hazelton goes left. Talakai got the pass away. And back his way into the defence. Oregon Kafusi. 21 out from the goal line. 17 minutes 15 to go. Nico Hines sends the ball right to Kennedy. A gap opens up to Nickera. Cuts in fairly. Had the pass. pass it to Hiroti, they would have scored. They may still. Kennedy from dummy half. He's very close, but he's trapped half a metre out. Changeover. Canberra somehow survive. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. 17 minutes to go. How did the Sharks not score, Luke Lewis?
I'll tell you what happened there. Britton Nickera, he missed his jump just a little bit because he was asking what was going on. I was watching in the backfield. Then all of a sudden they go to the right edge. He goes through the hole. All he had to do is basically, instead of coming off his right and going back in, he had to go out to his left and a bit of a foot race to the corner. I reckon he would have scored, but good scramble there from Canberra.
Joe Roddy back on the field for Canberra as the Raiders have it 18 out for their own line. My feeling is Canberra needs another try to win this game, but we'll see. Mariota goes right to Roddy. He's stumped 22 out from his own line.
I think there's a lot of twists and turns in the next 16 and a half minutes.
Starling goes right to Tarpany, and he's caught. No, we've got to pass away to Starling. Starling's rounded up by Mulatalo, 10 short of halfway. Last tackle, plays the ball to Weeks. He sends the ball left to Sanders. Sanders runs on the line, sends a long pass to Jed Stewart on halfway. What does he do? He puts up an under the no one. Hazelton under it. What is happening? Hazelton takes the midfield bomb. He's got it for the Sharks. Tackle 34 out from his own line. There's a twist and a turn, a new chapter and a new book. Cronulla 12 short of halfway. Touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, caught the bomb and then planted straight on the ground, Tom Hazelton, as he tries to catch his breath in the background. But you're right, a big change here. Tom Starling onto the field for Owen Paddy, their 7th change.
Here it comes down for the Sharkies, left to Iro. He's tackled 4 short of halfway. Crowd getting involved. 15 minutes 30 still to play. Hazelton off after that wonderful catch of the bomb, and back on Cole Hearn. Now they work into the right, and it's with Nickera. He straightens tackle 32 out from the Canberra line. 11 in from touch, eastern side. NRL Saturday with Luke Lewis, Michael Carianis. I'm Andrew Moore. Hope you're enjoying the action on ABC Sport. Kick from Hind. Savage against Mulatalo. Savage can't get there. Bounces over his head, but he recovers to run it dead. Goal line drop out, Canberra. This is tense. This is going down to the wire. Quarter of an hour to go. Savage is limping. 24-20. Canberra still in front of the Sharkies, who, as we speak, sit in 5th position on the NRL table.
Yeah, well, you think they're going to go over this set, don't you? The Cronulla Sharks. They've been peppering, asking questions, making half breaks, getting very close to the line. You can see a little bit of fatigue starting to set into the Canberra Raiders. So do they go short or long?
I reckon they'll go long. Sanders on the line dropout. He goes long. Bounces to halfway. It's going to be picked up. Justin Cronulla's side through Cole Hearn. He returns it into Roddy and Tarpany. 35 metres out. Right on the Luke Lewis line in centre field. Ball played Brayley. Sends it right Kafusi. Up the centre he goes. Straight through, one tackle Kafusi. And again, Cronulla look like scoring almost every set, but they're behind by 4. Played to Brayley, 20 out. Goes left Puru. Back on the inside, Talakai. Talakai in the sunshine. Has the ball stolen. Canberra come away with it. Was that little Starling? What a play. Canberra has it back. 21 out, 11 out from their own line. Starling, a one-on-one steal on Talakai. The land of the Giants, and the little dude came away with it.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. That was like a thief in the night. As soon as I thought he was going straight through there, Talakai, but he just went, nah, I'll take the ball instead. You can't score without it. And he was on his way the other way.
Here's Timokol, got a pass in the tackle to Tamale. He scored 32 out from his own line. This was tremendous fun. I reckon if you're a Sharks fan, maybe not so much. Now it's Canberra centre field, 11 metres short of halfway. Ball's going to be played by Mariota to Starling. Short ball right, Tarpany to Ethan Sanders. Bounced away from Brayley. Back towards centre field, but he's claimed 4 short of halfway. Last tackle. Starling out of dummy half. Goes left, Strange. Up and under. Where's Hazelton for the catch? Torpedo punt. Taken by Katoa easily. Right on the Cronulla 20. Then accelerates. Scored 33 out from his own line. 13 minutes to go. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. Played to Hines. Goes to the left, Mawani Hiroti. Taken 10 short of halfway. Cole Hearn, Peru, and Hines slow to get back on side for the Sharks. Comes left to Wilton. He's claimed 3 metres short of halfway. For this crowd here of 12,500 or thereabouts. 12,358 officially. Cronulla 38 out. Game certainly well in the balance. Hero plays it to Brayley. Comes centre field right. Cole Hearn away to Hines. Cut out ball. Linked up with Hiroti. Beat one. Now he's claimed 30 metres out from the goal line. Last play, Cronulla Sutherland. Brayley goes blindside right. Picks up Nico. Up goes the kick. Katoa coming through. Kennedy coming through. Kyo Weeks, great catch. Canberra has it 7 out from its own line with 12 and a bit to go and a 24-20 lead. It's played, it goes right. Timacor, he scored 14 out from his own line. Let's head downstairs. Michael Carianis is on the touchline.
Yeah, players are cramping everywhere. Savage is struggling. Tamale's been struggling. Puru from the Cronulla Sharks as well. So they're out on their feet, a few players.
Here's Jed Stewart in centre field. He's wrapped up 26 out from his own line, northern end. Plays it to Starling. Picks it up, goes himself into Colhoun. The markers are inside the 10. So it's a set restart for Canberra, their 4th of the day. Played to Wicks. Goes left to Sanders. Turns it inside to Strange. He's wrapped up 5 metres short of halfway. Canberra with the footy leading 24-20, trying to play spoiler. Comes right to out of Mariota. Good run up the centre from Mariota. They've lacked a bit of punch that way, but that was a great run. 8 metres in Cronulla territory. Played to Starling. Goes right to Tarpany. Tarpany straight and hard. Got straight through Puru. Flicked it out the back. Knocked on by Puru. No, not back, says the referee. Comes away with Cronulla. That was an awful bit of play there from Canberra. Cronulla has it 4 short of halfway. What was he doing? 11 minutes to go. 24-20 to the Raiders. And Tarpany just throws the ball straight back to Cronulla. Sharkies have it on halfway. 15 in from the western touchline. Mulatalo plays it to Brayley. Goes right to Iro. Puru off rather. McInnes on. And Burns on for Talakai. Not Burns. It is Burns on for Talakai. That's all the interchange Cronulla has all late. 10 minutes 45 still to play. Hines turns it inside Nickera. He scored 40 out from the Canberra goal line. Frantic stuff here at Shark Park. Brayley comes left on the charge. Colhoun centre field caught by Mariota. 29 out from the Canberra line. Starling also there on the last. Kick from Nico Hines down to the northwest corner, short of the goal line. The ball juggled by Wilton, dropped by Wilton, dived on by Nicholson. Canberra has a 10 out from its own line with a bit over 10 to go, Louis. 24-20, the Raiders lead the Sharks.
Yeah, the Sharks just got to wisen up a bit here.
They've thrown it away again. This is one of the dumbest displays touched by Cronulla. But I'm telling you, Xavier Savage reached for his head to say, what have I done? But it was touched by Cronulla, so a fortuitous scrum feed here for Canberra on zone 10 because they are trying as hard as they can, the Raiders, to throw this away.
I'll tell you what's funny. You can see Xavier Savage just walk off, take a couple of deep breaths and go, I'm glad I got away with that one. But it did come off the Sharks just a little bit, travel forward, and the Canberra Raiders get let off the hook there. But yeah, look, they just could be smarter here, the Sharkies, at the moment. I feel like they're trying to play too much footy. They just got to be lay aside, go to the open, lay aside, go to the open. They've got them shot in the open every time they go there.
So Cronulla has to defend here. Canberra wins the scrum. 13 out for their own goal line. Around the grounds in the NRLW. There's 11 minutes to go now. Parramatta 24, Canterbury 18. Parramatta led 24-0 to Anayo try. 3 tries in 8 minutes for the Bulldogs. 3 out of 3 for Taylor Preston. Parramatta's lead down to 6. Canberra on its 30. Played to Wicks. Goes right. Nicholson. He's taken by Brayley and Wilton. 12 short of halfway. 20 in from touch western side. Played to Starling. Goes left to Wicks. Then away through hands. Roddy to Sanders. Nickera's got him. 6 short of halfway. Last tackle Canberra. All played. Hosking goes right. Strange. A very shallow kick. He doesn't have a big kicking game. Caught on the run by Kennedy outside the 20. Gets to the 30 and splits it past 4 defenders. Over the 40, the 30. Steps in field. Taken by Tarpany and Sanders. 25 out. They've got to score, Cronulla. 8.5 to go. They're down by 4. It comes right Mulatalo. Then away McInnes to Nico Hines in centre field. Steps through them. Taken by Hosking and Roddy. 15 out from the goal line. Brayley away. Set restart here for the Sharks as well. They're 4th. Cronulla's got to score.
They have to go in here.
They're 5 metres away. In the bright sunshine of the northern end, McInnes plays. It comes left to Burns. Burns charges straight into Mariota. Held up 2 metres out from the goal line.
Go.
Played now, they go to the left. Hines turns it in Kafusi, who's been damaging. Close. 1 metre out is where he's tackled next to the left upright. Played to Brayley. Goes to the right now on the charge, Colhoun. Caught 2 metres out from the goal line. Couple of tackles left for the Sharks, down by 4. They spin it to the left. Here they go. Hines, Trindle, then to Iro to Mulatalo. Reaches out and got it down. Or did he? We're going to the bunker. He may have slapped it down.
Have no try.
And dropped it.
I think the lead runner gets through the line, but I believe Ronaldo grounds it short here. and then loses it.
7 minutes 30 to go. We're to the bunker. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20 here at Shark Park.
It's funny, at Thursday 40 grounded short, so going to be very interesting to see how close he actually gets, because he spins out of the tackle. You can see his right arm come around, but here's the replay now. They're looking at the lead runner there as well. Teague Wilton, does he do a good job and push through, or are they looking... They might be looking at
just looking. Oregon tries to pull up. Matty Nicholson then initiate contacts with him.
I'm happy with that.
Playing on at this point. Teague Wilton gets through the line.
This is the part here. He does a great job one-on-one. Nice tackle here from Tamale around the hips. Has to chop him down straight away. But does he pull up short? He's getting very close. This is a big job.
He reaches behind his back. Short. He's short.
Ball carrying arm remains up, and there is a tackle made. We're just seeing if Ronaldo gets any of this ball to the line.
Well, I reckon they can't go against a referee.
It's just short, isn't it? We look at head on, and that's so deceptive, that look.
Yeah, because you're coming from behind.
Yeah.
So you have to go from the other view, and I don't reckon they're going to get a real definitive answer on this.
Gee, it is so close. When you consider a top 4 spot could be up for grabs here, I think it's short. Louis, your vote?
Yeah, I'm going to say, look, there could be a blade of white grass touching it, but I'm going short.
Okay, MC, what say you?
Short live, and Ronaldo knew he was short. He knew that he was short, so I had a clear shot out of it. He didn't think he scored that
Based on where the referees and the on-field decision of no try, Ronaldo's hand is in front of the ball on the right-hand shot.
The crowd
can't see or have clear evidence to say that the ball has touched the line. We have a decision.
Oh, that could be the longest explanation of all time. It's no try because, and rightly so, the monkey can't go against the referee there.
No, correct. If he went up try, I reckon they nearly give that a try because you can't see if it's shot or not, right? So I'm going to say it's probably touched the blade of white grass, but we can't see it, and it's gone up as no try, so it is a no try.
So it's going to be
it's the right call.
Scrum feed for Canberra, 10 out from its own line, 7 minutes 30 left, Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20, and Michael Carianis. The tension is very real here, isn't it?
Well, they're just getting anxious, the Sharks and the players and the faithful, because they know they should be winning this game and winning this game quite comfortably, but they just haven't been able to find a way. Just on Puru's come from the field, so Cam McInnes is actually playing like a half without a real ball distributor, so it's all coming off the back of Nico Hines or Will Kennedy for the Sharks.
There's an interesting chant there from the Sharkies fans too. I didn't realise there was a ship called Bull, but apparently here's Canberra 15 out from its own line. Carpany up to its 20. No, he's shoved back. Canberra doesn't look like it's got anything left. Carpany shoved back 5 metres. You don't see that very often. Still only 16 out from his own line. Canberra 24, Cronulla Sutherland 20. Now it's Roddy. He's caught 21 out from his own line. Parramatta and North Queensland still to come at Western Sydney Stadium. Starling out a dummy half. That's a great run. Beats one, tackled. And can he get up? No, he gets a pass back. He did really well. Passes back to Roddy. Roddy's caught 2 metres short of halfway. That's a game changer from Starling. Played on the last. Goes left Sanders. Left foot kick again. Really shallow even from the Canberra kickers. Taken by Kennedy. And he's caught there by Nicholson. 28 out from the Cronulla Sutherland line. 6.5 to go. And it's the Raiders 24, the Sharks 20. Hero steps, slips. Caught 29 out from his own line. The Dolphins, you can almost hear them cheering on Canberra here. Played to Brayley. Goes right, Sione Katoa. He's caught 15 short of halfway. Battles to his feet. Plays the ball to Brayley. Short ball goes left McInnes. Then away Burns. Plays the pass to Wilton and Mulatalo. Here we go. Mulatalo takes on Tamale. One-handed pass to Wilton. He's surrounded. And he's caught by Nicholson and Mariota. 5 metres in Canberra territory. 10 in from touch western side. 5 minutes 48 left to play. Burns goes right to McInnes to Hines. Cut out ball this time. And it's not Winnie Hiroti through a gap. Hiroti's taken 38 metres out. 15 in from the eastern touchline. Played on the last Kennedy. Goes left Hines. The kick from 35 metres out to the wing of Savage against Mulatalo. Up goes Mulatalo to catch. He turns it into Hero. Hero straightens Tamale the tackle. Ball on the ground. Picked up by Canberra.
Strip Canberra.
Not from Canberra. Oh, Cronulla has to win this. It's 24-20 to the Raiders. Canberra will get a scrum feed. It is a challenge though for Canberra. Let's listen.
then I believe that Canberra knocks the ball out here one-on-one and goes forward.
The Raiders are challenging that decision with 5 minutes 14 to go. And if they lose the challenge, the Sharks
to this point
will have a scrum.
Looking at the right hand of Sevilio, he clearly plays at their ball in a one-on-one strip and drags it
I don't
towards
reckon.
him.
I reckon it's a loose carry. I actually think that's a loose carry.
He's just making the tackle.
He's making the tackle. There's no ripping action there. That is not a strip in my mind.
So, it is 24-20 Canberra. Scrum feed Sharks. Challenge lost Canberra. Touchline Michael Cariana.
Yeah, I'm with you, boys. And if you had a look on his outside, Teague Wilson would have scored untouched. It looped around on the backside of him and he couldn't find him. He would have scored without a player landing a finger on him. But I think the Cronulla Sharks very, very lucky there.
So, the scrum fed in centre field. It's one. Brayley goes left. And it's Mulatalo caught 9 out by Tamale and Sanders. At 8 in from touch, western side. Brayley goes right to Hero. This is what you want watching a footy game, especially with no interest in it in terms of who you follow, because it's right down to the wire with 5 minutes left. Brayley, goes right. McInnes dropped it backwards. Scooped up by Hines. He's taken by Laurie. 12 out from the Canberra line in front of the northern post. Brayley works the ball right. Through hands down. McInnes away to Kafusi. He stands in the tackle 2 metres out from the line. Starling was there in defence. The ball played Brayley. Comes left to Nico Hines away. Kennedy's nailed. Great tackle to bring him down 9 metres out. Sevilio Tamale. Great work. Penalty against Ethan Sanders.
It's held and you're round the ball.
This is an absolute
that was
carve-up of Canberra.
Well, what happened there? I want to see the replay.
This is a carve-up of Canberra. Tap taken by Brayley. Goes to the right now to Billy Burns. Laurie the tackle 4 metres out with 4 minutes to go. It seems inevitable that Cronulla might score, but Canberra looking to keep that away. Hines on the inside to Wilton. Teague Wilton still going for the goal line, a metre out, taken by Nicholson. He'll play the ball to Brayley. He goes deep to the right with McInnes. McInnes charges at the defence 8 metres out from the goal line. He'll play it. They come back to the left. Brayley to Hines. They look a bit uncertain, to be honest, Cronulla Sutherland. Colquhoun's on the charge. He's taken 5 out. What?
That's the pressure of the scoreboard.
Brayley goes right to Hines to Kennedy. Kennedy is on ball to Katoa. Katoa runs into Jed Stewart. Stands, delivers back. Hironi smashed to the ground, 15 away. He'll get to his feet on the last play. It comes to the left. Nico Hines kicking to the wing of Savage again. Up they go, short of the goal line. It's tapped back here. Wilton throws it. Ricochet rabbit off about 18 players. Long ball to Hero. Steps past Savage. It's been touched 6 more. This is an absolute carve-up of Canberra. Cronulla 7 metres out.
Knock on Canberra.
Knock on Canberra. Scrum feed Sharks.
From Canberra.
The gods are working against the Raiders here. 2 minutes 54 to go, but somehow Michael Carianis is still in front. Please tell me how.
Well, that was the right call there. There's definitely come off a Cronulla Canberra player, but this is the issue with the Sharks. They can't go 2 past shift because they've only got 1/2 on the field. That's why everything's breaking down for them and they're looking so clunky.
There's Tarpany getting his hand on that, absolutely, no doubt. Cronulla scrum, fed and won. It comes to the right, Nico Hines, dumped to the ground, 9 out from the line with 2.5 to go. 24-20 Canberra, and Nico Hines has spilt it. Well, the Rugby League gods have finally turned the frown upside down for Canberra. There'll be a Raiders scrum feed 10 out for their own line. Luke Lewis, this is absolutely riveting.
It is unbelievable what we're watching. But that is just a really nice one-on-one tackle there from Strange. He gets up underneath Nico, but as he's driving onto the ground, he's not using his hands. He's pushing his head against the ball, which is fine, and forces the error there on Nico Hines. They've got to be smart here because the Sharks will throw the ball around that last minute of the game.
So Canberra finally gets the footy back, and as Timacor from the scrum caught 15 out from his own line by Nico Hines. Played to Starling. Comes right to Sevilio Tamale. He's wrapped up. 21 out from his own line. Clock ticking. 1 minute 50 to go. Starling. Short ball goes to the right side. And now the tackle comes. 27 out from the Canberra line. To his feet, Mariota plays it to Starling. Goes right, Nicholson. Wrapped up outside his 30. 19 in from the western touchline. Starling goes back to the left. Tarpany, centre of the park. Three Sharkies are there, including McInnes, Colquhoun and Burns. 10 short of halfway on the last. Starling goes left. They need a good kick. The kick's been so shallow from Canberra into the breeze. Sanders, it's taken now by Sione Katoa. 19 out from his own line. Straightens, nailed. 28 out from his own goal line. Now or nothing for Cronulla with 70 seconds to go and Canberra leading 24-20. Tell you what, it will be a heck of a win for Canberra. They hold on. Mulatalo, one-hander away to Wilton. Fends away from Laurie. Offloaded to Kennedy. Kennedy straightens it to Starling and to Hosking. And Mariota, 34 out for the Cronulla line. Played to Brayley. Goes right, McInnes. Plays late to Hind. The pass on to Britton Nickera. He's tackled 5 short of halfway by Stewart. Well in off the wing. Brayley. Centre field left. Colquhoun. Then to Hind. Over halfway. Links up with Wilton past Sanders. Then got free of another. Got the pass back to support Burns. Burns to the 30. Knocked to the ground by Tamale. 30 out. 20 in from touch western side. 28 seconds to go. Cronulla down by 4. They go up the middle. McInnes. He stopped. 22 out from the line. Last tackle. 20 seconds to go. It comes right to Nico. Hines goes right to Kennedy. Mulwini Hiroti. Get away to Katoa. Ball goes past him. Over the touchline. Game, set, bingo. Canberra incredibly is going to hold on. And the Sharks will be outside the top 4. Unbelievable win for Canberra. They've beaten Cronulla Sutherland 24-20 and players from both teams can barely move. The crowd is giving it to the officials and the Sharkies' top 4 hopes take a dive after being beaten by the Dragons last week. Their second loss in 16 games here at Shark Park. Canberra wins by 24 points to 20. What a start to NRL Saturday. The points, Canberra 4 tries. Xavier Savage in the 12th minute. Owen Paddy in the 16th. Jed Stewart the 33rd. Joe Tarpany the 57th. Ethan Sanders 4 goals from 4 attempts. And Josh Papali'i on report in the first half. One unsuccessful challenge for restarts for Cronulla Sutherland tries to Braden Trindle, and he's a big story out of the game with a dislocated shoulder, having scored the try in the 6th minute, left not to return. Teague Wilton scored in the 36th minute, Will Kennedy in the 51st, Nico Hines 4 goals from 4 attempts, 4 restarts, one unsuccessful challenge, and the penalty counts finished 9-4 in favour of Cronulla. Half-time, Canberra 18 led Cronulla Sutherland 14, and the full-time score in favour of Canberra 24 points to 20, and that could be a really, really costly loss for Cronulla Sutherland. But let's check in down with the Canberra Raiders after that memorable victory. Down to you, Michael Carrion.
Yeah, just with their 5'8", Ethan Strange. Ethan, what about that last 10 minutes? You guys seem to be camped on your line for that entire period, but you guys kept turning up to get a massive win.
Yeah, look, wanted to do this one for the fans. We're quite disappointed we didn't make the finals, so we just wanted to show up with a lot of hunt and intensity. And just do it for everyone else today.
What was it like in that last couple of minutes? Because you guys were clinging on. What was the talk like? Where did you find that desperation to keep him out?
I think we found a bit of excitement in travelling around and trying to make cover tackles. So we were all getting around each other, and yeah, it was good.
What about that breeze in that first half? Obviously behind your backs in the first half, and then against you guys in that second half. How difficult was it to try and clear that ball out of there?
Look, that was a massive difference. Hope you're right, mate. It made a massive difference. I had a shocking kick at the end there, but when you're kicking, it's flying back, so it makes a big difference to field position and the momentum of the game. So yeah, it definitely helps in the first half, but we just had to hang in there for the second.
Huge win, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Ethan Strange down there with Michael Carrianis. Canberra beating Cronulla Sutherland 24-20. And like I was saying, Louis, this could be a really costly loss for the Sharkies today.
Oh, absolutely. It's disappointing. I think they'll be very unsatisfied with the way they play, but we'll come back to that.
Joe Tarpany's with Michael Carrianis.
Yeah, Joe, you've played plenty of games. How gassed are you? At the moment, you guys, that defensive workload, particularly late, was immense.
Yeah,
we talked about it yesterday. We're just, we're obviously disappointed we're not playing finals. But that doesn't mean we don't represent this club. And Pops for his last couple of games. So, especially Pops in the club, it's such a big deal for me. Since I come to this club, Pops has been such a huge pillar for us. And it's only fair to try and repay him.
Nice try as well in the middle of the field. Did you get the sense it might open up for you there?
I was hoping. I haven't scored all year. That's the first try. So, happy I got one. But, we'll focus on next week now and go.
We spoke to Ethan Strange just before, and he was saying just the enjoyment of the madness defensively, just turning up for each other at the end there will help you just get it across the line. What do you put it down to, that scrambling defence when, some things probably didn't go, probably went against you late?
Yeah, I think, when you defend your line and you're banging, you build the energy. And the boys were doing that. We're chasing people down, we're tackling, we're scrambling. That's effort. And, you don't train that, you don't teach that. It just comes. Something we have to take into next year. But I'm very proud of the boys.
Great win, mate. Enjoy it.
Thanks, brother.
That really is a great win for Canberra. It's still hard to work out how they actually did it. And there's no doubt the Cronulla attack was compromised when Braden Trindle left the field. And that combination that had become so potent between he and Nico Hines was disrupted, and it remains to be seen whether Braden Trindle will spend time on the sidelines and how serious that dislocation was. We did see him. He came back to the bench for Cronulla. We did see him. He came back to the bench for Cronulla, but clearly not to return to this game today. We'll get to your text shortly, 0467 920 222. We'll get another one, I think, from MC, and then he'll rejoin us up here in the broadcast box. We'll get the ABC Player of the Year points from Luke Lewis. Just that really was an incredible game for us to call. 24-20, Canberra beats Cronulla Sutherland. And we'll look at the impact that has on the NRL table as well, because at the moment we have the Roosters now in top spot on 38 points, Penrith second 36, Warriors third 34, Dolphins fourth on 34, Cronulla Sutherland fifth on 32, South Sydney sixth on 30, Newcastle seventh on 30, North Queensland eighth on 28. Then Canterbury Bankstown 26, Manly Warringah 24, Melbourne 22, Canberra move above them to 24, Parramatta 20, West 20, Gold Coast 18, Brisbane 18, St George Illawarra 12. All right, let's get a reaction from the Sharkies. I think it's Jesse Colquhoun down there with you, Michael Carriano.
Yeah, that's right. I am with Jesse. Jesse, heartbreaking for you guys late there. We all sensed that you guys were coming, but you just couldn't find a way to score that last try.
Yeah, bloody oath. Shut it at the moment, to go 2 losses back-to-back like that, and to lose that top 4 spot, it's heartbreaking at the moment, but lucky enough for us, there's a couple of weeks left, and we definitely got knuckled down now. So,
what do you put the past fortnight down to? Because before that, you guys were flying, really looking like a top 4 side, but back-to-back lackluster performances.
I couldn't tell you. Definitely searching for answers at the moment, and definitely losing Jesse Raymond and now Braden Trindle is going to hurt us, but we'll trust the guys coming in, and on to next week.
Obviously, you're playing in the middle of the field, but losing a 5'8", and all the changes in the end there looked like Nico was basically playing as a half alone. How much more difficult does that make it for the attack?
I guess it's rugby league. You've got to adapt on the fly sometimes, and we've run that model before where we've had one half last year against Melbourne, and it worked out well for us, but we lost it right at the end there, and what can you say? It's disappointing.
Good luck for the back end of the year, mate.
Thank you.
Jesse Colquhoun, the Cronulla Sutherland prop there with Michael Carrianis. Now, just before we get Louis' Player of the Year points for the ABC competition, around the grounds in the cricket. First of all, day 3 of the first test, Australia 3 for 118, still trailing Bangladesh by 110 runs. NRLW, first win of the season to Parramatta. They've beaten Canterbury Bankstown, and that final score 30 points to 18. They had 24-0 at half-time, and then all of a sudden it was 24-18. But the Eels have scored late to win 30 points to 18. Well done to their coach, Steve Georgalis, and the Parramatta team. Earlier, Gold Coast 26 defeated St George Illawarra 10, and the grand final rematch gets underway in about 15 minutes at Lang Park between the Broncos and the Sydney Roosters. In the New South Wales Cup, Newtown has won a high scorer, 42 points to 30 over Canberra at Henson Park. And also we've got New South Wales Women's Premiership, Illawarra 24 defeating the West Tigers 20. Queensland Cup full-time, the Burleigh Bears have beaten Northern Pride 32-16, while currently in the second half, Western Clydesdales in Port Moresby leading the PNG Hunters 12-10. Queensland Women's Premiership, in the second half, Mackay is leading 10-6 over the Tweed Seagulls. In the AFL, we've got Geelong now back leading North Melbourne. They were getting thrashed earlier, but Geelong 64 leading North Melbourne 57. And in the second quarter at the Gabba, Brisbane Lions 27 leading Gold Coast 16, and the Wallabies thrashing Japan in Townsville 49 points to 17. Louis, ABC Player of the Year points after Canberra 24 beat Cronulla Sutherland 20.
I have to go Joe Tarpany for the Canberra Raiders. I thought he was really good. He came up with a couple of covering tackles. His offloads really caused a lot of damage to the Sharks' defence, especially in that first half. And he came up with that big try to get him back in front. That individual brilliance from about 10 metres out just burns about 3 or 4 players. So he had a really good game. Always does for Canberra, but he gets my 3. I went Tom Starling for 2. I thought he was really good in the second half. It was Owen Paddy was outstanding in the first half, and then we didn't see him. Tom Starling comes on and had a really good game in the second half. But
game changer.
Yeah, some of the plays he come up with, and that big play really out of his own end, that nice big dummy half run gets him into good field position to put a kick downfield to sort of get him out of a little bit of trouble as well. So Tommy Starling gets my 2, and the other number 9 for the Sharkies, I'm going to give him 1. Again, his defence was absolutely brutal through the middle of the field. He was busy everywhere, and he was always causing a little bit of drama for the Canberra Raiders defensive line. But there wasn't too many other guys that really stood out for me.
So 3 points Joe Tarpany, 2 points Tom Starling, 1 point Blake Brayley. You were saying just before we heard from Joe Tarpany about the game and the importance of this defeat and the injury to Trindle for Cronulla.
Yeah, very. It's actually quite a tough time for the Sharkies. Like Jesse Ramian is a big loss for him. He does such a good job coming out of the back end. He does some really strong carries. He's a threat when he comes down to the try line. Runs beautiful lines.
Vanua Blake's suspended.
Vanua Blake not out there as well. It's a massive one for him. Now you got Trindle out. Now I believe that the way that the 7, 9, 6 and 1 have been playing together here for the Sharks have been amazing, and that's why they've put themselves in such a great situation in the top 8. But now that Trindle's out, I do believe it throws a massive spanner in the works. So fingers crossed the scans come back during the week next week. It's okay. He may only miss 1 or 2 games, but they're going to miss him big time.
No doubt. So the Dolphins are ahead of them, and they next week. The Dolphins, as we get to round 25, they play Parramatta at Lang Park. That's the 8 o'clock game on Friday night. And the Sharks, they take on the Gold Coast at Robina Stadium. So could that be another roller coaster game? The Sharkies, everyone was saying, is really easy draw home. They'd won 9 out of 10. Well, now they've lost to the Dragons and the Canberra Raiders. Looking ahead to round 26. And my app is really going.
It's not working.
Yours either?
No, mine's not working at all.
Okay, I'm getting down here. Dolphins play the Roosters in round 26. That game at the Sydney Football Stadium. And Cronulla is away to Parramatta. So again, a game the Sharkies should win. And then round 27, the Dolphins are at Robina against the Gold Coast Titans on a Friday night. And Cronulla Sutherland in the final round of the competition. Oh dear, this really is clunky. They're here against the Melbourne Storm. That great rivalry, 7:30 game on the Saturday night in the final round of the season. So that's how it is shaping up. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Guys, what a roller coaster. Great calling. I know Trindle's a big out for the Sharks, but don't forget the Raiders are without Hudson Young right now, says Rob from Canberra. No doubt, I think Hudson Young's been their best player all year. Certainly missed. But I think the impact it had on Cronulla, missing him during the game, early in the game, the way he'd been their dominant half, and the way, frankly, over the last 2 months, that he and Nico have been combining so well together. They'd found a system, Louis, that was really working, I think, better than anything we'd seen over the last 3 or 4 years from them.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I thought the 7 and 6 for the Sharks have been amazing for the last 10 weeks, and I feel like Nico's game plan and the way he was playing, he was just in his flow state where he just loves to play, he's happy, he's doing everything right, and that's when he's getting the ball more as a second receiver, and Trindle sort of leading the ship sort of thing. So he just takes a little bit of pressure off him. He can organise the men outside. But I thought this afternoon after he went off, he had to do everything. He had to organise, he had to call the sets, then he had to execute the sets, and there's just a little bit too much on him. But for me, the 7-9-6-1 for the Sharks have been brilliant. But now they've got that injury in there, just going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works.
On the text line, Luke and Dazza say, Andrew, what's happened to the Sharks these last 2 weeks? Yeah, it's a great question. Jesse Colquhoun was asked that by Michael Carianis and said, don't know. The crowd figure today, incidentally, was 12,358. Did MC just say a player had a loop around his backside? Can you ask MC for a score check for the Lions AFL game, says Tom from Lutwich.
I did say that. Teague Wilton had looped around Kale Edor's backside. And if he passed him the ball, it would have been a try.
And have you got that AFL score at your fingertips?
No.
Michael?
I don't.
Michael?
Yes?
Have you got the score you can give to Tom from Lutwich?
Tom, you can Google it.
Just give him the score. Do it.
Wallabies 49, Japan 17.
Be a better human than that, Michael. Give the score.
Which one am I doing?
The Brisbane Lions game.
29-17 over the Gold Coast Suns.
I love how you pretend you're not interested when that's... I can see it on your phone.
Is that...
Joe the... What?
Battle 10.
Joe the Perth... Joe the Perth Bear says, a call and a half, much appreciated. Cheers, Joe. As a Dolphins fan, love your work, Raiders, from Gundi Guna, 0467 920 222. Phil from Caringbah, born and bred in the Shire. Shark supporter since 1973. Not happy with Nico Hines. Loving the call tonight. Can't wait for the upset Broncos to win, reckons Charlie in Far North Queensland, who also says, go the Broncos girls. 0467 920 222. Answers, happy Indigenous round. Maury Louie at MC. Come on, my green machine. Turning the mistakes into the 2 points and putting some pride back in our jumpers. Thoughts and prayers to Johnny Gibbs. Please pass on best wishes for a speedy recovery. I'll be sure to do that, Ants, and I know Gibbsy would appreciate that very much. Thank you. 0467 920 222 is the number to send a text. Mitch says, you spoke about teams not able to win without certain players. I believe the Sharks don't survive without Trindle. What's your take on that situation, Michael Carianis? Cronulla without Braden Trindle moving forward, if that is indeed what they're faced with?
Well, he's their best half.
Yeah,
no doubt. He's their most influential half. He's been their most consistent half this season. So without him, it falls away significantly. And, we touched on during the game just that rotation that they had with Brayley attacking at hooker, defending in the halves, and Puru switching, defending in the middle, but attacking as a half. And then when he came from the field, Cam McInnes came on, and they couldn't go 2 passes wide. They just struggled really, a lot was on Nico's plate, and some of it unfair given their lack of other halves in the side. But that's why he's their highest paid player, and that's when he's got to step up. But Nard and Finnell-Blake today, obviously, as well, which we've sort of overlooked. But
there was a bit of panic, though, wasn't there? Especially late in the game from Cronulla.
As Louis said, it was a bit of scoreboard pressure, but it was also not just scoreboard, it was also the reality that they should have been winning. And off the back of a poor performance last week, they knew, with respect to Jesse, he knew that the top 4 was on the line. They were well aware of what was at stake here. And, they might have blown a golden opportunity against 2 sides, the Dragons and Canberra, who aren't playing finals footy. They've dropped them back to back. This could cost them a top 4 finish.
Yeah, and it feels like a case, Louis, of all the hard work had been done. They get to the last month or so of the season where, again, the draw was in their favour, but they've dropped the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. They'd be filthy, and even just watching as a Sharks fan, it's it's disappointing. I looked at their draw 2 weeks ago. I'm thinking, what, they can nearly finish first. If they'll go on a run, they'll continue to win. They've got all the bottom teams, pretty much. I think it was the bottom 6 that they were playing, except for the Storm, whatever it was at the time. But they've come up with 2 massive losses: the Canberra Raiders and obviously the Dragons now as well. But yeah, look. I don't know what to say about it at the moment. They had every opportunity to win that game. They had so much field position. They had so many opportunities on the Canberra Raiders line, they couldn't break them. So I do believe that this Tricky, I've got to stop calling him Tricky. It's Braden Trindle. But he is such a massive loss for him. He is the biggest loss you could have.
Yep.
I actually think, and obviously Blake Brayley, but mate, we haven't seen the Cronulla Sharks this year with their 7-6-1s out. Like their whole spine have been together, and they slowly built their game. They got it right. Their combination was building perfectly, and now they've got a bit of a spinner in the works, which is going to be interesting because I don't like where they've got too much movement, where it goes Brayley to dummy half as attack and then go and defend out wide, and all these people are moving around. You've got to make it simple. So I know it has worked for them before in a couple of games, but you can't do it week in, week out. So yeah, it's a big, exciting, or not exciting, nervous wait for the Sharks.
Is the other Puru brother, does he walk it straight? If Braden's out, what do you do in the halves there?
I don't know. I'd have to.
What are their other options, Louis? Like, you know this club well. Like, what are their other options?
Yeah, I don't really know at the moment. I'd have to have a little bit of a think about it. But they've got another young kid who's a good little fullback. You might bring him in, give him a chance. You can maybe throw Will Kay up at 5'8". He might be a chance to do that as well.
Ison.
You can bring Ison in at fullback. I don't know if he's ready. I haven't seen what his football's like at the moment, but I know he can play football.
Starting to sound like trouble.
It's what I mean. There is, because I don't know if there's another halfback that can fill that shoe.
Oh, I think Braden tries to play, obviously.
I think he will too.
Yeah.
And I think you'll probably have another week off.
All right, just before we preview Brisbane and the Warriors, the late game tonight, another wicket in the cricket in Darwin, and into the last hour on day 3 of the first men's test. Australia now 4 for 122, trailing by 106 runs. Steve Smith out for 44. That is a huge wicket for Bangladesh after he top scored comfortably in the first innings, was 70-odd. So Australia now 4 for 125. They're trailing by 103 runs. Cameron Green not out 25. Alex Carey 1. Still to come, Bo Webster, Pat Cummins, Mitch Stark, Nathan Lyon and Josh Hazelwood. The opening bowler Hassan Mahmood has 2 for 24 and a wicket each to Taijul Islam and Mehdi Hassan Miraz for Bangladesh. And repeating full-time in the NRLW, Parramatta 30 won its first game of the year, beating Canterbury Bankstown 18. The grand final rematch very shortly between Brisbane and the Roosters at Lang Park, while in the rugby test, second half, Wallabies 56 thrashing Japan 17 at Townsville Stadium. Coming up in about 19 minutes' time, Parramatta and the North Queensland Cowboys at Western Sydney Stadium. Massive for the Cowboys if they win. The likelihood is very, very much that they're going to make the top 8. A loss and it's still up for grabs between them and Canterbury Bankstown. Then it's the Warriors sitting in that top 4, taking on the second last Brisbane Broncos. Billy Moore will be on the call with Brett Sprigg and Zane Bojack tonight, and my brother from another mother's on the line. G'day, Billy.
G'day, Andrew. Hello, boys. It's good to be talking to you in downtown Vegas.
Mate, you're just back from Perth. We saw you, we heard you in that beautiful Bears jersey. You and former Western Red Mark Guy making a lethal off-field combination. How was that last week?
It was amazing, Andrew. Firstly, I would have rather played with MG than play against him because he hasn't shrunk. He's a huge man. No, I was very honoured, very proud to be involved in what was quite emotional, really. When you think 26 years, you don't come back after 26 years, but we're back, baby. And we went to the game. We had the jersey launch on the Friday, game on the Saturday, and you can just sense that the WA sporting public, but they're going to buy in. It's massive. They sold $400,000 worth of merchandise on Saturday game day of the Storm v Seagulls. 400,000. They sold 4,000 jerseys in 48 hours. It's going to rewrite the record books until probably the following year when the PNG Chiefs come in, because I reckon they'll be berserk as well. But it was a great honour to be involved. Excited about it. But the hard work's still got to start, Maury. We've got to be good. That's going to be incredibly hard to do.
Yes, you've got to be good. That's exactly right. Just on MG, Lou and I were talking when we saw you on camera last Saturday. Is there a greater discrepancy from on-field human to off-field human than there is with Mark Geyer? You played against him a lot. He is the most beautiful, gentle man you're ever going to meet, yet on the field, as you well know, an absolute raving loon bag.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like the white line fever, when you crossed it, you morphed from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. Yep, he's number one. He's pole position. I don't think I know anyone. Because you got to think, he held himself in radio for a decade as someone that had his own program. He can talk to anybody. He was great on stage, great, and he's almost got a gentle soul, to be honest with you. And you think, where does that go when you cross that white line? Because I never found a very gentle MG to play against.
No, he's a bit different now. Now, there's other things to talk to you about, including what's happening with Queensland Origin and the coach. But this game tonight, Brisbane and the Warriors. Obviously, Brisbane still determined to play for pride, but it's huge for the Warriors, isn't it, securing their spot in the top four?
Yeah, this basically gives them that belief that they can quite likely control their own destiny in the finals, having two home semis if they go win-win, and then obviously have to win the GF across the ditch. So it's very important for them. We're just watching them play in the last month. I think that the difference for the Warriors, 25 to 26, Webster's really permeated the DNA of the club, but it's just their ability to defend their mistakes. And last week, I know that the Panthers come home with a wet sail, but they defended well, the Warriors, and they never had that strong backbone in previous seasons. So you can just see the Webster's ethos that he picked up from the Penrith system is really working well. And then on the other side of the coin, the Broncos last week, to lose from 24-0 up, that underpins what's been wrong in 26. Their D is totally collapsed. And, the last couple of weeks, they've lost games that, in 25 they would have won. So this is a game. I'll throw this one to you boys. Maury, I reckon tonight's the time we watch the bat and change. The largest rugby league club